What's up and what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing this evening? Appreciate everybody that is here, the three of you, to match our three. So we appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate everybody that's going to be coming in. It is going to be a very interesting stream today. I don't think we put it out ahead of time. Maybe we should have. That we are going to try to do call-ins. Is that still a thing? Are we still doing that?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So if you would like to call in, we're going to try to keep it at a minimum. But if you would like to call in, you are welcome to when we get to that topic for Recast T'Challa. Obviously, yesterday was the big deal that it was. So we are kind of going to discuss that amongst ourselves and then discuss it with you guys if anybody has anything that they want to come in and say.
Yeah, Darius, round of applause to the community for showing up yesterday and
sure.
successfully making it a trending topic, making it active. My notifications were on fire yesterday, and the attention was there. We succeeded. I saw some YouTube videos today covering it. I was happy with the outcome, and that was just our first try. The next time we do something like that on a trending day, I mean, I didn't know how many people were going to show out, so maybe we could make a group chat. Like, there's definitely going to be some thought into the next one, and then more coordination and more memes and videos and things.
Right. Yeah, no, it definitely was a lot bigger turnout, and I'm gonna be honest with you, than I thought initially it was going to be, because I thought it was going to be, our typicals that we normally see, retweeting or tweeting or whatever. I did not expect Den of Nerds. I knew Josh has had this standpoint from day one. I didn't expect him to jump in and say everything he said with as many characters as he's awarded on Twitter.
You didn't expect unity from Josh?
I did not expect him to tweet about it. Like I said, he's been pro recast. He talks about it, but I just didn't expect him to lend his voice to that yesterday. So when he did, like I said, it helps us a lot when there are bigger channels that are recognizing the hashtag, and when they do it, because I was looking at some people in his chat yesterday. He had 500 something people in the chat yesterday during his stream when he was talking about it, and there were some in there that weren't privy to some of the things that were being discussed, like, oh, there's a Recast T'Challa, I've seen it, but and then I saw some people saying, you know what, a lot of this does make sense, so there was definitely more of the pro recast in the chat than I saw people saying no.
For sure. Crazy energy yesterday. I didn't expect that, honestly. I mean, not that I didn't think people weren't going to respond to the calls,
right?
But even still, it was still surprising to see, the amount of feedback and the mostly positive reception. I think there was a lot of a lot of reflection on the last 4 years since we lost Chad, RIP first of all. I think there was a lot of reflection on the decisions that have been made, where we went, and, what we've gotten as a result, where the franchise stands. There were a lot of people kind of giving that reflection take, like, I was here 4 years ago, I'm here now. There was a lot of, I thought this back then, this is what I think now. Or I felt this back then, and, I'm okay with this now. There was a lot of that. To those that maybe felt that it wasn't the day, or did you have another place to go?
I mean, why are we even going to try to make topics?
Again, I feel like we're all of the same mindset. Obviously, we're on friendly grounds here tonight on the Pantheon, but I honestly feel like the majority of people that interacted yesterday were doing so from a positive place. Even still, there's still going to be, difference of thought. There's going to be variance. People are going to have their own opinions. I do think there were a few that thought that maybe it wasn't the day. Wrong place, wrong time. And to that sentiment, I understand the sensitivity, honestly, right? Because the idea of not just the viral moment, but Recast T'Challa in general, was to honor Chadwick. The idea is that Chadwick wasn't the type of person who would have, without, I guess, trying to project his thought, would have been okay with canceling T'Challa for the sake of honoring him. Right? The idea that putting T'Challa on a shelf to honor him doesn't necessarily coalesce with what we've heard the man say. Right? And I don't have to invoke his thought to say that. I could just simply present you his words. We could show you it over and over and over again.
Right.
And so to that end, if you're seeking to honor him, what better way to do it than, the day that it kind of brings the entire fan base together. And also for those few, for the minority who felt that way, would you have said the same thing about the DNC last week when we saw many a protests for vast array of issues, a lot of the loudest being that of the issue going on in the Middle East and Gaza? So would that have been an inappropriate time to bring it up? I mean, I'm saying the biggest stage is when you speak the loudest. When there are the most eyeballs, when there's the most amount of attention, is when you do the most. If you are trying to advance a cause.
And that's why I was gonna say to you like 10 minutes ago, and I said save it for the show. And that's what I'm saying. There's not even anything to the people who are saying, oh, the same day, it's insensitive. If you understood the mission Chad was on, then you should be on code and get it and not have the most impactful character there's ever been off screen thanks to Chadwick. That's just, it shouldn't work. It doesn't compute. When he was a living person on this planet, final 4 years of his life was trying to get T'Challa popular and more popular. If you could, contact him now, Luke Skywalker Force Ghost with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you tell him, hey, what happened? This is who won the championship. He's the president now. This is how Game of Thrones ended. What happened? What did they do with my character? What did they do with T'Challa? Do you think his reaction would be, yes, haven't seen him since? Awesome. Well, he's not even in any of the Avengers movies on the slate. This is great. Then you don't understand Chadwick Boseman. This was respectful to him. You have an opposite take. You have an emotional impulse. You're making the analogy like when someone just dies and you move right into their home and, you remove the things the day after. Like, I understand how insensitive that is, but this isn't that. This is a mission that he was doing.
Year 1, year 2. All right, cool. Well, probably not today. Probably not today. Probably not smart to do it year 1 or year 2 because the emotion is still so high. This is year 4. This is the 4-year anniversary, and while it will never be easier for people to cope with the fact that he's no longer around, it begins now that this is again year 4 without also T'Challa. It begins to become a sobering thing. Like, the longer and longer we go without Chadwick, if there is no recast of that character, that is also the simultaneous death of that character. And that is what's supposed to be brought to your attention. Yes, it is another year without Chadwick. Does it have to be another year without T'Challa as well?
And would he want that? No, he wouldn't. I'm answering the question. No, he wouldn't. He would not want that. That's not what he was doing when he was living. When people die, we continue. We do things for them. Like, the classic. What's it called? Walt Disney died. What did they do? Stop Disney? No, they continued him. Or even if it's not your thing, in your name, I'll continue it. Like the George Floyd Policing Act. In his name, we do things for him through his death. That was related to, I guess.
I mean, hey, don't shy away from it. You know what analogy you want to use. Let's go to Christopher Reeves. I mean, I don't think the comparison could be any starker than that, right? Warner Brothers, DC is putting their money, their dollar behind a man that died, almost 30 years ago? No, not 30 years ago. How long ago did Christopher Reeves go? That was like, 10, 15 years ago?
4.
Oh, no. Okay. That was longer ago than I thought.
Right around
he lived a lot longer than that. Okay. Then cool. Yeah, it was like 20 years ago that the man died, right? They're putting a feature film together about his life and calling him Superman. And on the precipice of them introducing their new Superman, right? So absolutely no fear of what Disney is talking about in this conflation and, we have to immortalize him as the character. Oh, no. we're going to bring the everyone's quintessential Superman and put him right in front of your face and show you how much we love and honor this man, and then show you who the new Superman is. Getting away from this idea that, Blade, there's only going to ever be one Blade, or T'Challa is Chadwick. It got to be with Chadwick, but only when it's not, a character that we want to further in our narrative, our plot that we have going forward, right? They're getting very choosy about who gets recasted. And then on the other side, here they are taking their towering figure, the guy that they claim to love, who's immortalized a character, and they're putting a feature film out behind it. Right? Disney retired a character. Warner Brothers is making a movie. Which one feels more respectful to you?
We don't even have to go to Warner Brothers. Harrison Ford is playing Thunderbolt.
Yeah, I was about to say, within the same studio. It's honorable to retire a character until he needs to continue on in our plot, to further our plot, and then he needs to be recast.
Some characters need to continue and some don't, Marcus. Well, let me do that again. Some characters need to continue and some don't, Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll say this. I don't even think we need to spend the time or waste the time explaining, or using examples. So they did this with Christopher Reeves, or they did this, or how about this, or because these people understand that no one's that dense to where they're like, I don't see. No, they know. They're just arguing with this fake outrage, because that's what it is. It's fake outrage. None of these people on Twitter are 4 years after Chadwick's death, a man you didn't even know, most of you, until 2016 Civil War. You're still mourning this man's death. And not to say, and I don't want to speak on anybody's emotions in mourning, but I am going to say this. Stop the fake outrage, stop the fake crying, stop the fake mourning. And I say it's fake because 1 or 2 years, cool. I'll give you that 1 or 2 years, but none of you are still mourning or feeling disrespected. None of you are going your day to day thinking about Chadwick Boseman. You're not. The only time Chadwick Boseman crosses your little minds is when you see that hashtag recast T'Challa. Then you start to get upset and say, this is so disrespectful to Chadwick and da-da-da-da. Again, meanwhile, you did not know this man, and most of you, until 2016. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm going to go on the right side here and say that I think that I'm right in saying that most of you didn't even know who Chadwick was. You don't know who he is outside of Black Panther. So stop the fake outrage. Stop it. Stop it. And then you want to, when somebody throws you facts and says, his brother, his niece, they've all said these things. I don't care. They're not Chadwick. I think I saw someone say, I don't care. That's not Disney or Marvel. Disney or Marvel needs to make the decision. No. We have this all backwards. And it's funny, though. We pick and choose what stories we want to see backwards. Because like you were saying, Marcus, and like you were saying, Chill, we fully understand it with Christopher Reeves. We fully understand how that character continues on and goes on and blah, 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 blah. And we fully even understand it with Robert Downey Jr. To sit here and say that it's disrespectful for Marvel to recast T'Challa while at the same time recasting a character that is dead in the MCU by bringing back
it like up and down, hands up. Everybody walked in and cried
right
Endgame when Tony Stark died, and they just put him. And they're slapping him on the biggest villain, one of the biggest villains in Marvel ever. And everybody got their hands up. We cheering, going nuts. I'm like, hold on, wait. I thought immortalize the character, disrespect. What happened? What's going on?
And I could have sworn being iconic and beyond any iteration had something to do with it also. Right? That factored in.
It's all of that. Yeah. No, it's all of that.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
His portrayal of T'Challa, the Black Panther, is iconic and transcends any iteration of the character in any other medium from Marvel's past. And it's for that reason that we will not recast the character.
What a gaslight.
If portrayals being iconic and that's why we're linking the character to the actor, I don't want to see Robert Downey playing Dr. Doom then. He's got to be back as Iron Man, which is again my theory, everyone.
Because he transcends all other iterations of the character. So why would you ever use him to play Dr. Doom?
And the funny thing is with all that is when Robert Downey Jr.'s character was killed in Endgame, don't think that and you can look this up for yourself. I've talked about this on my channel before. That shit did not go over well. Jon Favreau in particular. Jon Favreau was very upset. He marched into the writer's room and talked to Russo, talked to Feige, and said, "Why are you killing? You can't do this. People are going to be so upset. If you kill, he is the hero. He's the guy." But we can't understand that same fucking outrage with T'Challa. And a point that was made in a video I watched today for Recast was, and I've said this before, time runs out literally opens in Wakanda.
Oh, yeah. The storyline times runs out.
Yes, the storyline time runs out opens in Wakanda. Secret Wars, he is such a pivotal fucking character. He wields the gauntlet. He is the reason, that was mentioned in the video, he is the reason that Reed was able to go in and fight Doom, because T'Challa was distracting him the entire time with the gauntlet. Not just that, there was other stuff. I mean, his intellect and other things that go into Secret Wars, but I said it last night on the stream that I had. You lose a lot of that when you take away T'Challa. So it's crazy. It's crazy. And the last thing I'll say too, the video that T'Challa, that Chadwick Boseman did when those two little boys passed away. For those people saying that, oh, it's disrespectful or da-da-da-da-da, it goes back to what Marcus and Chill said at the beginning. You don't understand the meaning of what this hashtag is built upon. Now, I can't speak for other people and how they use it, but what you cannot do is group one person and make that everybody. Just because somebody is misusing the hashtag does not mean that's how we all are using the hashtag. The hashtag is to honor Chadwick Boseman. It's always been to honor Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman wanted this character recasted, so that's why we put the hashtag out there to recast this character. And if you go watch that video of him talking about those two little boys, you can see how much it really, truly means. He's in tears in that video. How much this character truly means, not just to him, but to those black little boys, all black little boys and black men out there, and the black community in general. It's bigger than what you think it is. Like I said, there's layers to this motherfucking conversation. But your willful ignorance, it stops you from seeing those layers.
Keep on that, because that beautiful video that this guy, his name is Deleted, he provided that
and what it means
here.
You know, there are two little kids, Ian and Taylor, who recently passed from cancer. And throughout our filming, I was communicating with them, knowing that they were both terminal. What they said to me is, and their parents said, they're trying to hold on till this movie comes. To a certain degree, you hear them say that and you're like, wow. To a certain degree, it's a humbling experience, because you're like, this can't mean that much to them, you know. But seeing how the world has taken its on, seeing how the movement is, how it's taken on a life of its own, I realized that they anticipated something great. And so it put me back in the mind of being a kid, just to experience those two little boys' anticipation of this movie. And when I found out that they
Here come Ryan Coogler with his gangster voice.
Take your time with it.
Take your time with it.
Well, I thought that was Sway that said that.
I always thought that was Sway. That was Ryan Coogler.
He's sitting right to the left, isn't he?
So it makes sense. They said right there. Yeah.
That's not the point.
Yeah, it means a lot.
He wouldn't want to gatekeep the character and hold the.
He wouldn't want to gatekeep the character, bro. I say that shit. I was so happy that this guy he got how many views right now? As we speak, 4,900 views. I'm so happy that message just got repeated on a video. He would not want to gatekeep this character. If you watch that entire video and thought that, then you're misremembering who this man was. He gets it. There are these like checkpoints. There's these things that we look forward to when we're younger. And without this character, and when doing the mantle swap, and it's a new Black Panther character each movie, we're losing that. We're not getting a valuable top tier reoccurring character the same way the white guys get. It really is that racial. It's really that deep.
It's very simple. Just the same way you make white mainstay staple characters, make them the same way for the Black characters. Like, I feel like that solves so many problems for everybody. Definitely solves our problem, right? Solves Marvel's problems because they'll make a bunch of money. boatloads of cash, bunch of money. It solves their problem that they have with the incel crowd, right? I think it does, right? If you just make the characters the same way, it makes it near possible to critique, right? Because then if I come out here and I like Iron Man, right, and I make a Iron Man movie in the same way, right? It's not Black Iron Man, right? It's Blue Marvel, it's Blade, it's Black Panther T'Challa, the way that it's supposed to be. Why do you critique it then? Well, then you just end up critiquing the comics, which then will lead you down a whole nother road that they don't want to go down, because that's what their actual problem is. And they don't want to show their hand to that. They get to hide behind the fact that the product is so piss poor. And it just so happens to be led by a black face.
Is that
so
the
now
Wonder
it's a double whammy for them. They're in heaven. It's Christmas. You mean it sucks and it's black? Oh my God. Santa Claus. So like, take that part of it away from them. Take the fact that it actually sucks away from them and just make them wear the racism. Just make them wear that. So I feel like if you just make the characters the same way that you know how you build up a character. They know how. They made Captain America. They made Steve Rogers. They made Tony Stark. They know how to build it. They just choose to do it differently for some reason. Some reason.
I wonder, man.
I wonder too.
Oh, that went over your head.
No, I was going.
I wonder, man. It did. You lost me for a second.
Yeah, no, they don't care about none of that. They don't care nothing about none of that. We're not going to get like a. I don't even. This is kind of the way I said this with Lucasfilm. You missed this conversation, Marcus, last week. I don't even want, if Lucasfilm today was to announce a Mace Windu project, I don't want it. In the current state of Lucasfilm, in the current, I don't want it. I don't want it. So do I want a Blue Marvel film in the current state of Marvel? Like you said, they can do it. They know the blueprint.
They'll call him Captain Marvel too.
Wow.
But no, I don't know.
Have him make it seem like he's replacing Brie Larson and make him the new Captain Marvel. I will throw something at the theater screen.
The Marvels, more Marvels.
But another good point that was made, you guys were just talking about the how much Black Panther made, the 1.3 bill. He mentioned that too in his video. He said, it wasn't Black Panther 3 or Black Panther 3, Lord. Black Panther wasn't topped until No Way Home dethroned it. Am I right on that? Am I right on that?
Domestic gross, yes.
That 1.3 bill?
I can find it in a second. You're wrong because Infinity War came after and Endgame came after, but you're just talking about solo superhero led movies.
Yeah, solo superhero.
The only
yes.
Only Spider-Man No Way Home made more
standalone. If you take out all of the soup up films, so Civil War and all that other shit, Spider-Man No Way Home. If you take all that shit out, then yeah, it's Black Panther for sure.
But even if it was dethroned by No Way Home, as mentioned in the video, and we've kind of said these things before as well, that was the third film. That was the third installment. And even that wasn't Tom alone. You had to throw in Andrew. You had to throw in Toby, Willem Dafoe, Alfred Molina. Like, that's what put people's asses in the seats, because that was a time. So I don't even count that. So you have to look at that 1.3 billion for really what it was. That was a black superhero, not a derivative character, and that film made $1.3 billion. I mean,
I've even heard people try to use the fact that it was a black character again. Oh, because it was, it's a cultural thing. It was black people, so like you'll never get that. I'm like, what? So you think we got so many films like that we would just piece out after one? Like we get one and just bang, just bang out. Feed the crowd, man. Feed the beast. I'm like, they had buses of black people showing up to the theaters. That'll never happen again. Damn. If they ever had buses of people showing up to anything at a theater, I swear to God, we'd have another one of those if I worked at a studio.
Okay, let's go through the numbers, Marcus. All right, all the billion-dollar movies here on this list.
Look at that.
Tell me to stop when you see something where the lead character has melanin in their skin. Okay, they could even be Latino. Let's see.
No. I'm talking about the appetite. I didn't say that they were making these films. I'm just saying. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. You were saying yeah. Because I said you think we have so many. Yeah.
No,
where are they?
I'm just saying, where are like Oppenheimer?
Yeah. So where are these black films?
Of the $1 billion club, the only one where someone's skin is dark is Aladdin. Where's that? Right here, Aladdin. That's the only one that I saw.
There you go. Yeah.
You guys, is that black representation? I mean, I think the cultures are different enough not to count.
That was brownish, tan, apricot representation.
Harry Potter. I think the next one is going to be whatever Wakanda Forever.
This is what I was going to say. I agree with what Not Again 90 said. I was going to say that. Yeah, they didn't. It fright, bro. I said if you go look at the pinned video on my YouTube, it scares the hell out of them. It's scary. A black man, superpowered, on a throne, uncolonized. Oh no. Oh, that's not the narrative. We can't push that. No, that it's scary. It's scary because it doesn't incite the negative that they want it to incite. He's a positive black role model. Exactly. I mean, you look at the little boy's face at the end of it's. You look at the little boy's face at the end of the first, like, yeah, who are you? Like that. It scares them. It's scary. When Spider-Man does it, that's the goal. When Iron Man does it, that's the goal. When Black Panther did it, it was, we didn't. We'll take that 1.3 bill, but we didn't expect that. So we're gonna have to rein that back. I'm telling you,
it's crazy. They did that twice. They've done that 2 times now, right? Force Awakens. They do all this teasing. Ooh, black force sensitive clone guy escapes. And goes and picks up a lightsaber and goes on Jedi journeys. Ooh, he may be a Jedi. Black force sensitive Jedi. Oh, maybe. Nope. Nope. It's girl boss. Girl boss. I mean, they had all of the New Hope stuff. They really leaned hard. They really were flirting with the idea that we may just get a black Jedi in there, right? Nope, cut his legs out from under him. These are rape films. What's wrong with you? And I mean, we see what happens. And so now they're attempting to do the same thing with the Black Panther franchise. Nope, take your legs out, T'Challa out, Shuri, boom. Oh, that didn't work. Cool. We'll just keep playing the revolving door. We'll go to Child as per Scooper reports. So like, we already have the roadmap for where this ends. And it ends with Rise of Skywalker. So, like, you could only imagine. You could only imagine where they're taking us, narratively, with Homeboy taking the throne from M'Baku, or if that's where we're going. You know,
see this image right here? Is it on screen?
Mm-hmm.
Girl on the right, whatever. Yeah, there it is. This scares the shit out of them. If you notice the skin pigmentation of this boy by looking at the eyes, looking at the ear, they do not like that. You know, they were all dressing up like Avengers, and you get to be Iron Man, and he volunteered. I want to be Black Panther.
Who's this white little boy?
This little Caucasian young man.
Yeah. But it's like Chad's. Go continue. I don't want to cut you. Continue your thought.
He's a terrific young man. I just wanted to make sure we'll cover my bases. I'm not mocking him or anything. This is great for him. This is a guy who's not going to grow. He's not growing up in a bias or negative opinion about people who've got dark skin. This is it. He's embodying this guy. I wish he had video games to play where the main character was black, so he could be a black person again. Like, I want that for this kid. And then while he's older, the effects of that will bear in his practices, whether he becomes a cop, which is an easy one. He could be a freaking teacher. He could be anything where you got to deal with people, customer service. You know that he's going to be the change that we want to see in the world. And part of that is from this great movie, the representation that impacted him as a youngster. You were saying, Darius?
Well, I was just going to say that everything that you said agreed to, and I wanted to add to what you just said. That is exactly what we need. That is exactly when we talk about there's layers to this conversation. That's one of those layers to this conversation. It is that, like Chadwick said, there were little white Panthers running around, little Black Panthers running around. I specifically remember in 2018 or 2016 when the first Black Panther film came out. There was an article that came out. I don't remember who put out the article, but it was a white mom, and she was talking about how her son was getting teased because he wanted to be Black Panther for Halloween and and there were so many people sharing it, encouraging her, no, that's exactly and that's what it's about. Like, bro, like the fact, like Chad said it the best, bro, the fact that they are looking at a Black man and saying, I want to be that Black man, that is the awe in it. And it's not that like he said, I'm quoting him now, it's not that does not happen in other arenas, because it does. It happens in sports, it happens, right. It happens in other arenas, but it's rare that happens in superheroes.
I'm sorry, I don't know what superheroes you dressed up as growing up, but they didn't look like me.
Right.
I sure didn't have an abundance of Black Panther apparel to put on. It sure was a lot of what my son has to do, or what chooses. It's his characters. That's who he likes, but does now. A lot of Hulk, Spider-Man, Superman, right? Like the things that are popular for kids to wear now. So somehow it's this like grave revelation when we're asking white kids to dress up like Black characters, except we don't acknowledge the fact that Black kids, since superheroes have been made in costumes for Black kids to wear, they've been wearing white characters.
Right.
And it's not a foreign thing. It's not something that's outrageous. No, it's just them dressing up as superheroes, and everybody accepts it, and it is what it is. So like that, it's not even the act of it happening, it's the normalization, right? This is a superhero, and this little boy is dressing up as a superhero, right? He's not seeing, oh man, I have to be a Black man. No, he's seeing, I want to be Black Panther. And regardless of who I am, I want to be that.
Yeah, look, he's not like, oh, I gotta pose for the camera. He's in character.
Yeah,
he's a kid doing this. He might as well be doing the thwip.
He might as well, exactly. He might as well be doing the Spider-Man thing.
Right.
That's not how the Spider-Man thing goes. There's too much wrist.
No, you got
somewhere in the Spider-Verse.
This is the Toby one. Now Andrew might do his like that. He might be a little there.
Hey,
because he's too cool. He's too cool. He's got to pose while he's doing it.
No.
Toby.
So thank you so much for that super chat. But we have a question here that says, or a statement here that says, why can't they go to Necropolis in BP3? Make T'Challa King of the Dead, and yes, he will look different, but more easily to explain than a variant, in my opinion. Bro, there are so many options, and that is an option. That is an option. There are so many options because, one, as we've said before, this is fiction. This is comic books. If you can suspend your belief that a tree and a raccoon are best friends talking to each other, trying to stop a purple monster from stealing stones from the universe, and then you can believe that a different actor is playing T'Challa. You can do it.
I agree. Of course, it's comic books. You can do whatever you want. I do think narratively, though, they have boxed themselves in where a variant is most likely. Right? It makes the most sense. We already have all of these converging universes.
The scroll still makes sense, too.
Scroll it's sitting right there, right smack dab in your face, Kugler. God damn.
It's right there.
Oh, my God. Jesus, boy.
If you're watching Kugler, in Secret Invasion, all the world leaders were being infiltrated, so the T'Challa that died was a
scroll since Civil War. It's right there. It's perfect.
Yeah, the T'Challa that went up in that casket was a scroll.
He could clean up everything that he messed up narratively. Every messed up retcon that he made in Wakanda Forever with one stroke of the pen.
It's that easy. It is that easy.
But they also had Blip. And
he had Blip, right? But I mean, and even Blip, there was a slight bit of mismatch, right? You would have had to explain some things because I do think that Shuri was supposed to be blipped.
Okay, so simple retcon,
Yeah, I was gonna say you would have had to fix a little bit. Scroll fits perfectly. It fits with everything you've done so far. You don't have to go back and change anything. You get to have your funeral moment. You get to have your cathartic, right? You get to have it. We don't have to touch it at all. It gets to stay in canon unscathed as the eyesore that it is, but it gets to stay. You can even have your child still, right?
Yep.
You can have your kid if you want to keep them, but just make them a scroll, and all of this goes away.
It does. It's very simple. It's very simple.
I would love for that.
Like Rhodey.
Get Divine in here. That's the name of the actor, the young actor. Mm-hmm. Beautiful young man, cheering for him and his success. Get Divine another paycheck. He comes in. It's a cute scene. And then we find out he turns green. He's a scroll. No, I want him to be a scroll. No,
he's definitely a scroll.
I don't have a son. What?
Yeah, he's training. He's fighting.
You're really good at this. You're really good at this.
T'Challa. Oh no, I am Toussaint, son of T'Challa. And then all of a sudden, Baba. You know what I'm saying? Make him do that.
Easy fix.
Literally, there's a void in superheroes right now for the whole father-son dynamic. There's literally nothing going on. Fill the void, Marvel. Make the money. Rake it in. Who's working in marketing right now?
They need Fatal J working on marketing because that man is a genius.
Doing his thing.
True.
What's next?
Do we want to? Yeah, I was gonna say, what's our next one?
Well, by the way, we're returning to this topic, and we're gonna put in the link.
End. Yeah.
So stick around if you want to talk, but be quick because we anticipate many people coming in. The next topic should be Amandla Stenberg in Star Wars.
All right, we can move to Amandla, and we can move to Star Wars.
She talks for about 10 minutes, so I'm not going to play the whole thing. The general sentiment, though, I disagree with what she was going for. There are parts I agree with, but when you attach it to why the show was canceled, the hateful people who do exist, Amandla, they're not the reason why.
No, they're not.
Viewership being low. I don't think Rotten Tomatoes scores were so low. It just made people go, oh, I guess I'm not watching the show because it's only a 10%. There not enough people were turned off by the Rotten Tomatoes.
Literally,
score.
People weren't watching the show. It just didn't have the eyeballs. But
that's all.
Please let her tell her story.
Yeah, just let her tell her story. Let her just tell her story on Instagram Live. I'm not surprised. You got it. You're a little bit slow today, Marcus.
I'm like, is he gonna play the video? I forgot she was in there fucking with her hair like that. I don't. First of all, where did all the black girl attitude go? Where did it go? You're literally braiding your hair on live. Where did I'll go around with your discourse? Where did all that shit go? I mean, I'm not surprised that the racist Republicans got my show canceled. They were hating on it before it even got started, before you could even see what we were doing. And I'm not surprised. And we worked really hard. And I really like that I worked at Star Wars. But
thank you, Leslie.
Thank you, Leslie.
That's my bitch.
Yeah.
Shout out to Star Wars. Yeah. First of all, look. Okay, let's walk through this. That Acolyte was unfairly judged before it was even brought out, before we even saw it, right? Okay, so let's start at that point. The reports on Acolyte was that we were nearing somewhere around $200 million for the entire series, and up until when did the Acolyte actually premiere? When did it start?
It was like in June,
late July or June.
One of those,
like somewhere July, June. We've seen a preview for that thing in June for sure. Like weeks before it was premiering. That was the first time we seen any actual footage. Now, some people saw something at Star Wars Celebration last summer, right? But actual footage to the public this year, 2024. So crazy expensive. And you're hiding it, right? That was the talk. That was the criticism. It's hella expensive, and they literally won't show us anything about it. Now, the rumors of it being canceled and all that other stuff and how terrible what it was, that didn't seem to affect it because in the first couple of weeks, you had the trades out there touting the fact that it was the most watched thing from Star Wars and blah, yada, yada. Most thing watched on Disney Plus this year, even though that was a really bloated headline. Didn't really mean a whole lot of nothing because nothing came out on Disney Plus this year. But you were out there touting that headline early on in the first couple episodes. It nosedived off the cliff when you start doing the gay Force Witches planets thing, that stuff. That's when it nosedived off the planet. When you started trying to reestablish what the Force was and whether or not the Jedi were good or bad, when the story start going haywire, when the writing got extra shitty, people stopped watching. That is what it is. I don't really like doing the Nelson ratings thing. I think it's a misnomer. There's not enough data in that to get a clear view. It could lead you astray because, again, you have to be signed up for those ratings for them to pull your shit.
You know what is enough data? Disney Plus canceled it. There was not enough views.
Yes, I was about to say, that's enough data for me. But even still, I know enough people are not watching it because if Lucasfilm is canceling anything, it's Willow area.
Willow. That's not even worth the broadband to keep on the network. That's how much they thought of it.
Lucasfilm is not the cancel studio, right? You have to force Kathleen Kennedy or take power away from her, whatever has happened over there, to get something canceled over there. They are not TV wise, sorry, because they cancel a lot of film projects. But if something's going on TV wise, it's probably going up. Like we're still getting Skeleton Crew.
But we're not getting Lando
for the sake of it. But see, Lando was warped down. That's like Armor Wars. It was warped down into a TV series. It was supposed to be a film. So that's been a slow cancel. That's probably one that's been canceled for a while. Even when they were saying there's still going to be a series, it was probably canceled.
Okay, I misremembered that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Lando was going to be a movie that because it was supposed to come out around the same time originally as Solo.
Yeah,
but whatever, you know.
Well, you know, I said it in the last time when we talked about this last week. And as a Star Wars fan, I'm gonna be honest with you. Acolyte was on one of my most anticipated lists. If you go back to I don't know how our Star Wars videos don't get a lot of views because there's not a lot of Star Wars fans within my community, but I did videos on Acolyte because I was excited from the behind the scenes stuff that was coming out, some of the pictures that we were, the limited things that we were seeing, I was excited for. I was excited for the Acolyte, but then I saw the trailer. And the trailer for the Acolyte didn't move the needle for me, and that is a problem. And the reason that's a problem is because it's like, oh yeah, it's just a trailer. But to me, first impressions are lasting impressions. Not every trailer is going to be, you know, good or and things like that. But I'm saying like, it didn't move the needle. The second trailer didn't do anything, but then we watched Acolyte, and the things that are going out online, the people saying like, "Oh, crybaby Star Wars fans got this." And let me put a pin in what I'm about to say, just to segue to this really quick. I want to make sure that this is understood. I understand this because I've been within the Star Wars fandom for a very, very, very long time. The Star Wars fandom is the most toxic fandom that there is. Okay. They are, but that is not news. That's not the showrunner Leslie Headland, like what D Stills said. That's not news to say that the Star Wars fandom is toxic. Everybody knows the Star Wars fandom is toxic. The Star Wars fandom knows that the Star Wars fandom is toxic. So that's that. But so to take the pin out of what I was gonna say, the idea that Star Wars fans pressured or had or that's the reason because people were talking about it negatively online and the Star Wars fans are the ones that got it canceled, wrong. If you think that and when I say we, I'm not putting myself in those toxic fan groups. I'm saying we as the Star Wars fandom have the power over Lucasfilm to dictate what the do you know what we would have? Do you know what we would have? We don't have that power to dictate what the fuck Lucasfilm does or what the point of the matter is the Acolyte was pure, unadulterated shit. It was awful. Awful, awful, awful. There's no ifs, there's no ands, there's no buts about it. And I'm not even going at it from, like the witches were gay or this or this. I'm talking storytelling. what you did to canon, making Anakin the chosen one so obsolete. Because these two little girls, Plagueis, we finally, and I know for some of you that aren't Star Wars fans like this, you may not understand it. We finally get Plagueis in live action, and it's looking at these two girls, these two little made-up girls that like Han said, and
from Darius, you said you weren't going to talk about them, but where did the two little girls come from?
The power of one.
The damn witches, yeah, the damn witches. It's just and you know, I understand Amandla saying like she's not shocked because she's, you know, where she's saying she feels where she says she feels where it was targeted from the beginning. But like Marcus was saying, the targets at the beginning weren't people saying the show is going to suck because of this. At the time, we didn't even know the witches were going to be in the show at that time, so nobody was saying any of that stuff.
People were there was going to be anything that had to do with sexuality involved with this show until
we didn't. Yeah.
Until you said it. Oh, Star Wars is already really queer, and yeah, it's the queerest Star Wars thing we've ever done. We didn't know anything about that until you opened up your mouth and started talking about it.
Yeah, like you. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chill.
You go.
I was just saying it just completely as a Star Wars fan. I was excited for it, and especially we were finally away from the Skywalker saga too, and it was like, okay, this is fresh, this is new. Let's see what they're doing. And you dropped the ball immensely. It was awful. It was awful. It was awful.
I feel betrayed by Amandla because when she did the music video, the song, and all that, I was very clear to everyone. She's talking about libs of end wokeness. There's a Twitter account. They went after her. They targeted her. They took a clip out of context, and that's who the song is for. She's making the songs about and wokeness, about that account. It's not about Star Wars fans. It's not about the hateful fans. It's a Twitter thing. And then as she was speaking in the video that I saw on Instagram Live, she said, I can't find the quotes, and Marcus was just nodding his head, so you heard it too.
Yeah,
she was conflating.
Exactly yep,
she was saying that is for Star Wars fans, and I'm like, you lost me, bro. Because Amandla, I don't know how I can enjoy it.
There were so many people that wanted, just like Darius, that wanted the Acolyte to succeed because they want good Star Wars. See, like that. That's it. The fucked up thing about a lot of these actors that they don't understand when they get involved in
mic. Project, that is it.
And they make a project within that IP that stinks, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, they automatically wanted it to stink because I'm doing it. No, MFer. You're doing the thing that I like. It's not the reverse. I'm not doing the thing that you like. You're doing the thing that I like. And I want it to be successful when you're doing it because it's the thing that I like. When it sucks, that sucks for me too.
Yeah. Yep. Can I give an example? Rogue fucking One. I don't even need to go deep into that. Just Rogue One. Rogue One. Even though Rogue One was a continuation or a prelude to Episode 4, whatever. And a lot of people, if you actually take yourself back to those days, people were like, why are we doing this? We already know what happens. But then we watched it. Bro. Yep. Rogue One is one of the absolute best Star Wars projects that Disney's ever done, having it under having the IP. And see, it is the best. But it's the storytelling. It was the writing. It was how everything flowed. You didn't break canon. Everything still made sense. If you're going to go, like, if you wanted to do your own thing and bring in own characters and have the Force mean what you wanted the Force, then when I say get the fuck away from the Skywalker saga, the Acolyte wasn't far enough because Plagueis still connects to all that. Yoda's still there. Ki-Adi-Mundi, that's not far enough. Go so far out to like where the Yustan Vaughn are. Go to where the Griss are. Go somewhere far like that, to where you can do all that shit. If the Force means something different in this sector of the galaxy, or because not to say that that's not in Star Wars already. Force is different to certain species, to Zeb species. They call it the Ashla. So it's very different. So it's like you can do that, but don't do that shit within. Not to say that Star Wars fans still would have watched it, but you still fucked up. You fucked up canon. You fucked up the canon. And that's one of my big things. It's supposed, like George said, it's poetry. It's supposed to fucking rhyme. It doesn't rhyme anymore.
I also
It's a
don't
haiku.
feel. I know this is like taking us off on a side tangent, so I'm going to get in and get out.
Okay.
But like, I also don't give a shit anymore about tarnishing his legacy. Like, I'm more so upset with that Star Wars fans had to eat this grovel, as opposed to, oh, poor George and his legacy. No. You buckled up and signed in for a whole nother go around of this shit when you could have got out if you wanted to, with that whole proxy fight thing and that letter. So if he's down for it, then I'm saying he's a co-conspirator. This is just painful for all of us to view.
Until we find out he's next in line to be the Lucasfilm president. That's the only reason he said that to Bob Iger. We'll see.
If that shit happens, my head is going to explode.
In Japan, Star Wars Celebration, that is when the contract is going to expire for Kennedy. And it'll be.
He's older than Kennedy, though. Like, if our argument is, hey, Kennedy's too old, she doesn't have it, she's lost it, she doesn't have control, how are we going to put an 80-something-year-old in there and be like, yeah, no, that's the direction, that's the way to go?
Yeah, don't.
George doesn't need to come back. And I love George. Don't get me wrong. I do love George. That's the maker. Hail the maker. But the best Star Wars film is Empire Strikes Back, and George didn't direct that shit.
We're not doing that. Amandla Stenberg.
I'm just telling you.
And what about her legacy? How do we look at her the same? Like, I'm gonna have to support the next project she's in, that she's the lead actor of whatever movie.
Kennedy or Leslie?
Amandla.
Oh, Amandla.
Just back on her, just to close this up, because she did something that I did not like. But I will settle my disliking of her or my issue with her if the next thing that she's in doesn't involve slaves or any of the negative tropes that we know about, and it's just like a fantasy show, or it's just a comedy or a romance or something, and there's a good little budget behind it. I'm not holding this against Amandla Stenberg that much.
I have literally liked her in every movie, in every project, except for The Acolyte. Like, before I heard her acting, I didn't have a single problem with Amandla Stenberg. Not a single.
You said I didn't, so you do now?
I do not agree with her viewpoint on how fans view content and how she should receive it. That would be my disagreement with her. But beyond that, I don't see any reason why I would avoid watching her in a project or boycotting her from, I'm not taking it that far. I just
all agree
with her how she's taking this right now.
There is now a group of people who see Amandla on the call up or on the casting, and they go, the same thing they see with Rachel Zegler, Brie Larson. She's there.
It's gonna take some time, maybe, for another role like this, but it's not gonna keep her from working. It shouldn't. It shouldn't keep her from working. She just maybe is not going to be the next lead in somebody's sci-fi series. That's probably not going to be in her cards for the next 5 years or so.
Funny, Amandla was in Hunger Games. So was Rachel.
Yes, Zegler. She is. She was Rue. I keep going back to that, man. Like, I've loved her in the Hate You Give. I loved her in Hunger Games. I just don't. I cannot understand why she hitched herself to this wagon like this, even in the aftermath of it. Because I know she knows what good projects look like, right? She knows what competent writing looks like. She's experienced it. She's worked in it. This wasn't it. You know that in all personal affiliations and other affiliations that you share with Leslie aside, you know that in your heart of hearts. Because again, I've watched you work in competent projects. This was not a competent project. This had so many flaws on it. It's surprising that it cleared so many different layers of Disney to actually make it to Disney Plus. It's actually a little bit embarrassing that so many people okayed this. That's how bad it was. So for her to just stand by that and stand on it to the degree that you're going to just lambaste everybody who disagreed with the Acolyte as a racist or an alt-right Republican, right? That's what I don't fuck with. I'm never going to stand with you on that. You know better.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Maybe we should read a couple of more until we completely close the topic. Rachel is employed, Rachel Zegler. So I don't know what you're talking about, Chill.
For now, yeah, Snow White's definitely going to make it out. Beyond that, we'll see what Disney does with her.
Yeah, there's a fan base that will view her as persona non grata. There's while she is getting jobs, and so does Brie Larson. It's just she represents the everything that they're against, and Amandla Stenberg is on the list.
But just like Brie Larson, right? Brie Larson leaves the superhero genre. She doesn't have to deal with that. Like if she's acting in Justified with Michael B. Jordan, she's not, or Justice, whatever that movie he made and shot himself. When she's acting in that, she's not facing that vitriol from that movie and that fan base. So it's going to be very easy for Amandla to escape this. She's just got to stay away from sci-fi for a while.
Ooh, what's up, guys?
What up?
Johnny Washington. Could you see Amandla in a Marvel or DC character? No. I could see her as Vixen.
No. Mm-mm. Maybe down the line, we'll see. Maybe like older, more mature Amandla has some space in between these comments. I don't see her picking up any type of superhero sci-fi genre film role for a while. And if a studio does go head first into that, then yes, this stuff that Chill's talking about is going to come into play. People are going to rally around the idea that she's not right for the role.
She's not right for Vixen because her skin isn't dark enough. And I'll throw this out there too. Jonathan Majors is too dark to play the Raikage in Naruto, but he's been fan casted to play that character also. I care about matching the tones. We don't talk about that enough. Sometimes we get into the colorism, like hatred discussion. I'm not trying to do that. I just mean match the likeness of the character. I don't like the Don Cheadle and Terrence Howard were qualified to play Rhodey. Terrence.
So even if the darker skinned actor who's traditionally more discriminated against is getting work, you still don't like it?
I'd still say match
because that works against your colorism thing.
I'm looking for balance all around, and in practice, it's usually the dark skinned actor who gets the worst of it. So, so 9 out of 10 times, I'm going to be cheering for the dark skin actor. But in the one rare time where actually the Raikage is supposed to be lighter skin, Jonathan Majors, you can't play him. You'll hear that one time for every other 9.
I'll allow it.
Oh, yeah. She'd better hope for an expanded role as Spider-Bite, I guess.
Spider-Bite is crazy.
Is that from the... Chip Zdarsky, that little one shot with the kid in the hospital? Stamina, is that who Spider-Bite is? I think it was. From Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man from like 4 years ago. He was a dying kid and they were fighting like not the Sinister Six, the Sinister 60. I remember that story.
You drinking tonight, brother? Couple cold ones?
Maybe. Don't ask.
Wow.
We would. I hope he's a fan.
All right, what's up next? What are we talking about?
What is next on our list?
Spider-Man 4 on Sony. Sony is going to do Spider-Man 4. It is supposed to happen in Battle World. All the universes are going to have their incursions. We're going to finally get, or not finally, we're going to re-get Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire.
I think I called this.
You called
I don't know where, I don't know what show I was talking, because they just all kind of meld together now. I don't know what show I was on, but I feel like I pitched this idea of having Spider-Man 4 be Spider-Man 4 for both Tobey and Tom. I don't know which show we were on, but I had this idea already in my head. Raimi came and snatched it away from me and pitched it to Sony. But yeah, no, that's awesome. That's gonna be huge. That might make $2 billion. Legitimate.
No, it's gonna be ginormous.
That's gonna be insane. You see how nice they play when the guy's not black. You see how easy it is when the character's not melanated. It's just so easy. And let's just throw them all in there.
Don't you worry, guys. Miles will cameo. He'll be in that.
Nah, get out of here, KKK Kevin. But that would be an awesome time to introduce Miles Morales in the live action. Shout out
Well,
to
that
Amy
is
Casper
rumored.
for listening to me as well and fast tracking that. If that's how they choose to do it. But damn, ain't nobody complaining. Oh, you're not honoring the character when you have this one and that one and blah blah blah. Ain't nobody upset. Ain't no panties in a bunch.
Yeah, there are people that are not happy, and not happy in the sense of it's not a grounded Spider-Man film.
I don't give a shit.
That's what people want. People are wanting that grounded Spider-Man
Peter
film.
Fuck around in Brooklyn for 2.5 hours, then to see Toby and complete
Andrew?
his arc. Oh, excuse me.
No, I'm down
See
for
Toby
Andrew.
complete his
Andrew's
arc.
gonna be there.
Why? Why are we doing?
What do you mean why?
Finish it up.
What do you mean why?
No,
Because it's Spider-Man 4 and Homeboy didn't make it to 3.
Well, that wasn't his fault. He had great films.
4 for the other two.
Great films.
4, Darius. 4.
No.
Spider-Man 3 plus 3 plus.
I hope he plays a big role. I hope he like saves. I hope he's like, oh, I've had experience.
Watch somebody else get their back broken. Is that what he's gonna do?
No, you leave that man alone.
Fight Jamie Foxx for another hour and a half.
He is the best of the 3. He is the best of the 3. He embodies that personality, that Peter Parker personality. So does Tom.
It's okay to be an Andrew Garfield fan. It's never okay to lie.
We are. There's a lot of us. We're Andrew Strong. We are Andrew Strong, and we want that third film.
Pantheon. We don't accept lies. You're not gonna
no
lie to me and tell me that the same joy you saw in 2002 or whenever the first Spider-Man came out, when Raimi Spider-Man came out, that joy of seeing Spider-Man in live action in a theater, you experienced that same feeling watching Andrew Garfield.
Brother, I can go turn his movie on now and experience that. No, I experience it every time I indulge in one of his films.
I refuse to believe
Spider-Man is great.
Your opinion on movies, so I refuse to believe that it was that same knee-jerk. Oh my God, Spider-Man!
It was. I'm telling you, it's like he captured me. He captured me when he was like you know with Gwen. That was Oscar worthy. That was Oscar worthy. Somebody get Andrew.
Was so real, it leaked into the real life.
Andrew, man, poof. Great
put a
Spider-Man.
poll right now, Mark.
It must be a lonely playground over there in Andrewville.
Go put out a poll.
You should have seen me. I'll put out a poll. You should have seen me in the theater when he was having the conversation about, I get bitter. I was crying. I was like, oh, I need a third Andrew movie. I need to see it.
He's the only actual loser, Peter Parker. Like, Peter Parker is the loser archetype, but he's actually a hero. No. Andrew is actually the loser of the 3 Spider-Man. Like, he
went down a dark path, just like Toby went down his dark path, and I'm Spider-Man no more, and leaving it in the alley and all that shit. Yeah, no, he it was a dark time.
Going into modeling.
Who went into?
I'm going to model T-shirts.
No.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm no longer Spider-Man because I am now a spokesperson for Starbucks. I do TikTok dances in my spare time. That's what your Peter Parker looks like.
No. He
looks like he spends half his time at baristas.
The crowd when he came through that portal went bananas.
Nobody gave shit.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
I stood up and clapped. We thought it was Toby.
I stood up and clapped.
Toby's here. Yes. Yes. Yes.
The first one was louder, Marcus.
They were like, oh shit. Oh, Toby, yes.
Yeah, no, I stood up, I clapped, I was like, they did it. There he is. Look. Best Spider-Man on screen.
I'm with you, Brother Stark. I believe that Raimi Spider-Man 4 for Toby specifically would have been chef's kiss. But if we can kill 2 birds in one stone and just recreate the magic of No Way Home, let's not yuck the yum. Right? That is absolutely what we deserve. We need that.
We
Injected
deserve
in our veins.
Yeah, and we deserve the best Spider-Man possible, the best Peter Parker possible, which is Tom Holland. Let's get the conversation back to him. With 5 years removed,
he's a good one
from No Way Home. It's going to be 2026 when this new movie comes out. He'll be rejuvenated. He still has the identity everywhere he goes. Oh, Spider-Man! He still does the hospital rounds. He's still, he's with his co-star. Spider-Man is very much a part of his life every day. But it'll be like rejuvenated. The juices will be flowing. Can't wait to do this. Oh, there's a performance I want to nail. He'll be older, a better actor, more experienced. That's the story here. Like it's going to be a lot of benefit with the time and the distance from the character. This is going to be a great movie. I think I'm anticipating the best performance of all of the Spider-Man actors. Wish we could do that with the T'Challa actors.
You're thinking Spider-Man 4 is going to be the best performance of all of them?
Yeah, he's gonna bring it. Everyone else,
Tom or like all
like everybody's gonna give their best performance. Is that what you're saying?
I'm more I'm talking about Tom Holland.
You think he's gonna have the quintessential Spider-Man? So better than Spider-Man 2? That's my favorite Spider-Man.
Yeah, he'll do better.
It's my favorite.
Okay,
that is my favorite one. That is the best to me. The best live action Spider-Man film, Spider-Man 2.
With Dr. Octopus.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
but far. What is it about Tobey's performance that like stands out that makes you
It's not so much Tobey. Tobey's great, but it's Molina too. His Doc Ock, that clock tower fight that lands on the train, that's some shit.
Point. It had some of the more of the quintessential scenes for Spider-Man. The train scene, him holding up the building to save Mary Jane, like those are some of the more when you think about Spider-Man scenes, him climbing up the side of the building with Aunt May in his arm. Those are some of the things that you think about when you think about early 2000 Spider-Man. Still to this day, when you think about some of the more memorable Spider-Man moments, those are some of the ones. The Green Goblin throwing the bombs in the Thanksgiving Day parade. That stuff sits.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man 2 had more of those to me than any other Spider-Man movie I can remember. It's going to take a lot to clear that bar for me, to be honest. But it helps that you got Tobey in the movie. It does. It really does. It helps. It helps. One last thing on the Sonyism of all of this. I really like this concept because it takes away the opportunity to Sony to fuck up, right? Don't give them two films. Put it all in one so that they can focus all their energy at one time. Don't give them the opportunity to screw one of these films up.
Okay. You're kind of right. The less Sony does, the less attention that
better. Yeah.
Because Madam Web, it did perform very poorly. Morbius, it did also. Venom 1 did good. Venom 2 did less good. And I think Venom 3 will do
It's going to be awful.
I just see a slope, a downward box office returns for non-Peter Parker Spider-Man movies. I guess the animated stuff with Miles it does well for the budget that it's given. It does well.
Sure.
It doesn't really count though because they're animated. Not insulting Miles. Any of you Miles fans, I'll insult Miles when I'm ready to do that. This is not the week for that.
You make sure you call me when you decide. Make sure I can come out the house.
Darius, pull up for the 3 Spider-Man actors.
Oh, can I do that in here?
I can't do that through StreamYard. No, you got to go to your the page that everyone is watching on right now, and you add the poll there. Besides Kristen Dunst's Spider-Man 2 was almost great. Spider-Man 2 did have the fight scenes with Ock. William Dafoe still best villain. Goblin was a problem in first movie and No Way Home. Sony's building its own its own Spider-Man multiverse story, and it's making me sleepy. I thought you were gonna give a compliment,
Compliment, right? It's making me sleepy. It's crazy.
I have a
and you have to remember that Madam Web is connected to that multiverse story. So I guess he is kind of right, and so is Venom because now that he's popping universes for unnecessary reasons, we just didn't have to do that. I also have a sneaky suspicion that they're going to try to work Null into that third movie. Like that's what the big bad is going to be. That's who they feel. And that is just going to hurt my heart, man, because like, why would you do that without having Venom be part of the greater MCU? Like it's one of those villains. Like you should treat him the way Marvel is currently treating Dr. Doom. Like that is you don't have another villain that you can use as Sony.
Yeah.
That's to a Thanos like magnitude. That's what you have in Null. I don't think they completely understand the characters that they have. They don't understand what they're working with.
They don't even understand Spider-Man.
They honestly don't get it. You have a Thanos level character that you're getting ready to just casually introduce in a throwaway film that's going to flop. And that's terrible. That's awful. That's like putting Thanos in Thor Dark World.
I can explain why they wouldn't understand Null. He's relatively new. He didn't exist until 2018. This character isn't someone that executives who are really old grew up on. They grew up on Sinister Six, which is why they keep trying to get that across. Avi Arad, I think, is the guy. Why.
No, you go. Finish.
Null is being spoken in high regard right here in this circle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure everyone in the live chat knows who it is. It's the symbiote god. It's the one that all of the symbiotes, because there's more than just Venom, come from. When did you get that?
I've had it for a while.
Oh, that's cool.
Random as hell. Yeah. That's dope.
That's Null. I have a lot of Marvel Legends. That's Null. No, I don't even trust Sony to accurately depict this at all. At all.
And he's so popular. He was a new character who got a Marvel Legends. That's rare. When Marvel Legends do these, it's always for like those.
And he's in a limited edition too. He is. I don't want to say he's limited edition, but he was on shelf. He was not on shelves long. He was on shelves for a limited time. They only put him out for a limited time.
Maybe because it's the first edition. Like the first ones are always rare.
Yeah, he came with Venom, and the Venom he comes with is, I would get him, but he's way over there. He's sick. He's got these big ass fucking wings that are huge. Like, it's dope. The Venom that comes with it is dope.
So the only reason why I probably will not give them bail on the fact that Venom's still relatively new and they don't know is that the idea of the hive mind is not new, right? And so if you've been I'm thinking if there's been some sort of forward planning here, if you've been planning a Venom triple, right, that's going to end with some sort of leader of the hive mind, then that idea should lead to some sort of world encompassing conflict, right? Like if you have a planet of beings that are all connected by one, like in one hive mind, I don't know how else to explain it. All right, I'm lost for words for once.
One network.
One network. There you go. Then that sounds like a world versus world conflict to me, which seems impossible not to include the other superheroes of the world if you're going to do that. I would have hoped that we were a little bit closer either to Secret Wars or have a better relationship with Marvel at this point to try to use some of these characters to have a world conflict. It's going to be very isolated for what's supposed to be a all-encompassing war of humans versus symbiotes, which is a problem for them.
Of all the franchises in Marvel, Spider-Man sounds like the most optimistic for me, man. More than Deadpool even, because Ryan Reynolds is not going to put that much elbow grease into the next Deadpool. He's just going to show up on set and do his lines. You can even have the stunt actors in the suit for the majority of it. He's not going to be hands-on.
You don't think it would benefit him and the Deadpool franchise to keep it more multiversal? Because I mean, this is the first Billy he's got as well. It's not like he's been cranking out Billies. That helped him a lot.
The way I see it, though, is that after like all the incursions happen, there is no more multiverse. The story of multiverse that was cool for those last like 4 or 5 years of movies. Marvel will not do multiverse again.
We could hope if they do it right, that's what they'll do. But it's Marvel still.
Actually, I think if they do it wrong, that's what comics have taught us. The reason for the first multiverse from DC. It was Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah.
It was a way to just be like, all right, we're good. This is going to solve all of the different universes, and we're good. But they couldn't help themselves, and that's why they had to do more of these crisis events or corrections, as you call them. These editorial corrections. They're not crossover events. That's all that they are.
I also think that's what the MCU likes about having the multiverse is that it allows them to fix their boo-boos so easily, right? It allows them to pivot, which they love to do. Right, they don't even completely write these stories before they start shooting them. So they like the flexibility to be able to change and interchange characters and change narrative on a dime. So I don't think they want to give that up so easily. I don't think they want to give up their crutch, their narrative crutch, their storytelling crutch of, well, we can just bring this character here, or we can say this happened on a different timeline. That's mostly been their storytelling model for the like post Endgame. So like,
and that's what I mean. Like it'll expire. We'll have okay. We've culminated huge battle because Wesley played Blade. He's in here. The Wolverine is in here, and Elektra, Howard the Duck. We got Nick Fury. What's his name? Hasselhoff. We've got everyone in this one movie fighting the bad guy. After that, there's no coming back. Like everyone who was going to cameoed. So
if they do that, that tells me that they've gotten a lot more comfortable with what they have in the writers' room, and that they've taken the training wheels off, because things have to get a lot tighter, right? There can't be any more of this, right? Like this of, oh, we don't talk to each other, we write our own story. Well, if there's no more multiverse, you can't do that. That's horseshit. You all have to talk. You have to work in unison. You have to work as one body. That thing's got to be tight. And Marvel has not been a tight ship in some years now, so I'm skeptical.
But shout out to the team of Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, Bryce Dallas Howard. Then there's like some other guys who are Peter Ramsey, I think his name is, and Rick Famuyiwa, who got his promotion. I should have mentioned him earlier. But that's like 5 writers right now and 5 directors who keep secrets.
Oh, they're gonna have Bryce Dallas Howard and Marvel now.
No, don't interrupt me.
Sorry,
those 5 are Team Lucasfilm. They're part of the Mandalorian kind of shows. They work together and they do keep secrets, but collectively they're able to produce in what I call good Star Wars. I'm a fan of all the Mandalorian seasons, even the last one. I am still a fan of it. And Book of Boba Fett and all that stuff, they're all connected. They keep secrets and it's fine. Marvel, find your tight community. You got the Russo brothers. Never let go of them. They will always be worth the money they're asking for. Keep them in charge. If they don't have to do the next Avengers movie, but have them at least doing a movie every 2-3 years.
Done.
Yes, sir.
They should share her. They should definitely share her.
You can't say
that. Y'all got me fucked up.
What's that?
You can't say that about a woman.
Not y'all. Sorry.
Y'all know what I meant. No. They should definitely use her. They should. That didn't get any better. They should cross pollinate with directors. They should. Bryce Dallas Howard should also work in Marvel. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she did though in the illegitimate Gwen Stacy, right, Darius?
That's true. She was a terrible Gwen.
I forgot about that. Yes. Yeah. She was a better Gwen than Emma. What is
Stop it. No, she wasn't. Then Emma Stone. No, she wasn't.
Yes,
no, she was not. No, she was not. The only thing Emma Stone had was that terrible list, but she is not better. She's not better.
I know. The Gwen Stacy from what is it? What is that cartoon that has Harry and Gwen?
Spectacular.
No. Hey, Bryce Dallas Howard was closer to that than Emma Stone was. Again, everything in Amazing Spider-Man was just too cool. It was like the kids were too old. Fucking Peter looked like he does 500 push-ups a day.
As he should.
It was like there was no awkwardness about it. There was no teenage coming of age story about it. It was very much so Euphoria. So if you enjoy Euphoria Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, you got your thought for it.
Andrew Garfield is not no damn Euphoria Spider-Man. That is, we have a watch party. We have a watch party one day. And we're gonna rewatch.
Fact, now that I'm thinking about it,
you know what, Marcus?
What's
the
up?
Euphoria Spider-Man? It's Toby. Because what happened in Spider-Man 2? His superpowers were neutralized. Turn it against him.
Yeah. You flip it around. I got you.
Yeah.
The dancing outside of the restaurant though was very much Aubrey. Very much Aubrey.
Yeah.
Fortnite made a dance out of that. And
can be Gwen and direct Star Wars. She's a total package. Absolutely, Johnny Washington. Absolutely. Let Darius know. Remind him who the true Gwen is.
Hey, she was good in Argyle too. People hate that movie for some reason, but I love the twist. Every time, the character who played the Breaking Bad, you know him, Walter White. When he showed up, the twist with his character. Oh, he's
Bryan
actually
Cranston.
like Bryan Cranston. Like he did, like his role was great. I thought it was like expertly written. I like how Samuel L. Jackson came off. Everything was good about that. The ice skating scene, I was like, this is awesome. I don't know why people.
There was a
Argyle.
weird like stretch of movies that got like that kind of. It wasn't political hate. It was just like, oh, these movies suck right now. Like, what was the one that John Krasinski's wife was in with Ryan Gosling?
Ooh, Emily Blunt. I don't know.
Yes, she was in a movie with Ryan Gosling that just didn't do very well at all for no apparent reason. I thought it was pretty good. I watched it on. Yeah, there you go, Fall Guy. I watched it on Prime. Decent movie. Had no idea why it was getting so much like, oh, this movie sucks energy.
Oh, we got the May release too.
Go ahead.
It got a release in May, and the box office was only $178 million. I'm looking at this casting. If you star as Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, you're probably expecting to make a lot more money.
And it's really weird because it didn't come from any particular political angle, which is what you usually typically see.
Andrew won the poll, by the way. Just want to put that.
I'm out there. To you. And I don't think all 49 people were currently in the chat when they started voting. Keep voting, guys. Keep going. Let please restore faith in humanity.
Go ahead, and if you're watching and you haven't voted, make the right vote for Andrew. That's what I mean. He's winning for a reason.
No way in hell.
He is winning for a reason. The reason that come on.
Can you see how many people voted? How many votes do we have? Can you see that?
25 votes. That's half.
Only half of the chat.
How do you know he's winning though?
Let's let people know.
Because I'm looking at it.
But you voted.
Who voted?
You only know after you vote.
Did I vote for him? Yes, I voted for Andrew. Why the fuck would I not vote? Why would I not vote for him?
The fix is in.
Why would I not vote for him?
One vote for Tom.
The fix is in.
There we go. I'm the 26th. Now there's 28 votes.
There's 28 votes, and they're not going to Andrew. Who the fuck is not voting for Andrew?
Yeah. Hold on.
Get blocked. I will block you. You'll never view another live. Make the right vote. Vote Andrew.
Oh, I gotta go to the wrong. I'm in the wrong chat. Hold on.
Yeah, it's Toby 34 Toby 35, Andrew 42, Tom 23. Tom is losing. Damn.
Well, go vote Andrew.
You guys have 60 seconds.
Okay, I'm blocking you, Raymond. This was your last stream. I hope you enjoyed it. This is it.
Hey, y'all see how them Garfield fans do? You see how they are? Oh, Andrew's so cool. Andrew, that's that bully mentality, man. He grew up a jock his whole life. That's what it is.
Hey, Tom Holland fans, we need this. This Spider-Man trifecta argument keeps coming up, and Tom doesn't get enough love. If he loses, let him lose and be in. Why are you posting other things? Get rid of this. Look at me, everyone.
Oh, sorry.
Look at me. I'm the captain now. We don't want him to lose and be in third place. Like, make him lose and be in second place. That's all I'm saying.
Gotta vote for my boy Toby.
Tom.
Toby, your name is Toby.
Andrew's still in the lead, so I think that just kind of speaks the volumes that are. We're up to 36 votes, and this man is still leading. So for all of you out there,
we coming up.
Making that right vote. Make that right vote.
You know what I mean? We got closing speed.
Make the right vote, and I'll give y'all like a 5-hour stream. A 5-hour stream just hanging out, talking about.
Do you notice that we haven't had to politic for Tom or Toby? Like
I'm not politicking for him. He's winning. He was winning before I started politicking, though.
No,
yes, he was. He was winning before I started politicking.
People to bring their votes in, and all of a sudden the politicking started. Oh, please vote for Andrew, please, sir. More votes for Andrew, please.
6-hour stream.
Right here. I'll get on here and bust it down for 5 hours if you vote for Andrew. Do some little something strange for Andrew.
Meanwhile, I'm over here.
Well, it's working because he's going up.
It's not legal on YouTube, Darius.
God.
This shit's working because they're voting. It's going up. They want that stream. 5 hours.
Hey, no, I do believe there's some quiet Andrew fans in here because
They're not quiet. They're not quiet.
I don't know where these 28 votes are coming from because I sure don't see it in the chat.
They're not quiet. Hey. We get 20% away from Toby. We'll do a 24-hour stream.
That's insane. That is crazy.
He said we. You must be
do 30 minute intermissions. 30-minute intermissions.
Taking off work to big up Andrew Garfield is crazy. That's insanity.
Neo Zen Plays says, "Can we see Miles Morales?" I'm good with seeing Miles Morales. I would also love if he calls himself a name that isn't Spider-Man, so that he can be his own person. That's really important to me.
Did you watch Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah, he said, "No, I'm gonna do my own thing." He said that.
Well, but no, then you know that there are universes where Peter Parker doesn't exist, so it's not necessary.
That's true.
Miles is the Spider-Man of a universe. Several, a couple different ones.
In the real world, where we say words like Hulk, and you're talking about the guy on my shirt, even though there's been many others.
But
there was a Peter and Miles universe.
Talking about the multiverse.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the multiverse.
That includes the real world.
There could be an omniverse.
Tangible.
There could be an omniverse, and I'm saying that in the world that we live in, where these are fictional characters and they're the IP, I would like the IP to be a name that is not Spider-Man for Miles. I want him to call himself another name, and he can be just the same way we say Black Panther. We don't say, Captain America. We don't say he's a Hulk too. He's the black T'Challa is a Hulk. Why you don't think T'Challa's Hulk? I'm saying give it his own unique name. I don't like people being the second someone else.
I also don't want to bog down the prospect of him showing up in the movie with the fact that he can't have his own moniker. If he has to wear Spider-Man to get in probably what will end up being the biggest Spider-Man movie of all time, I would take that as the dub. But okay. I do get what you're saying. I get where you're coming from, though. I'm not trying to disagree with you. I do want him to have his own name. But if he had to operate under the Spider-Man moniker to get in that movie, the benefit of that would be greater than him, I think, standing alone under his own moniker for that period of time.
The Venom IP has branched off from that, but he's still qualified to be in the Spider-Man movies also. Or Nightwing has spawned off and branched away from Batman and Robin, but we can still find a reason for him to be there. So likewise, Miles Morales, change his name, give him, be like, I don't know what name it would be, but just give him that new name. I'll get behind it no matter what it is.
That's probably a problem too, is that there's not a lot of available. Like we can't do Anansi. All the spider names are taken. You know what I mean?
The possibilities are endless. Something it will stick, no pun intended. There will be a good name.
Ones. A lot of the good ones that are spider related are already occupied. So I guess logistically there is a problem with changing his name too, because there's just not a lot that's better than Spider-Man. But I do take
limiting. No, I don't think it's that limiting. There's the possibilities are whatever's not trademarked.
For a spider hero,
he's got Electro or Venom Shock also. Who says his name has to be related to spiders and webs and stuff like that either?
Because he is a spider character, though. I mean, that's how he got introduced. That's how we know him.
He turns, and he doesn't have to be spider powers. Known as that. He can camouflage too. What if he's called something related to that ability? It doesn't have to be a spider thing. And there's so much that comes with spiders, like the endless possibility of words, Spanish words too, for opening that.
Yeah. There are a lot. You're right. There's a lot that they can explore. I think in terms of, like you were talking here, real world things like marketing and branding, it's going to be hard to sever that tie and have something strong enough that can carry a character like Miles, right? He has young budding potential, right? And that you need an evergreen kind of brand to bring that along. And so you take a risk when you bring in a new name that doesn't have that name recognition, that doesn't have that household name type of feel, right? Right now, he could be brought along by that Spider-Man title if people accept it. And that's the main uphill battle I think he faces with trying to take the Spider-Man name, is that he meets a lot of resistance to people accepting him as Spider-Man. And so it is really a double-edged sword. I don't know what my man's over here doing. But it's a double-edged sword. It's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you leave him Spider-Man, yes, that is probably the most profitable alley, but you meet that uphill battle of people not wanting to accept him. But then if you change his name, you run the risk of tanking the character altogether because now the marketability is not there. So I see why they would want him to come in on Spider-Man, but still want him to have his own name. I don't know. I'm kind of caught in the middle.
The marketability. Go ahead.
Spider Lad is crazy.
The marketability is there.
Spider Lad is nuts. I don't want that.
The marketability of the name, because if they get rid of Spider-Man, there goes the marketability. If
Spider Shock, we got enough electricity.
I got you, Johnny.
If his line in the movie is as powerful as I'm gonna do my own thing, the way that I just recited it, because I remember that movie, even though I only watched it once, we can get people on board with the new name and be cheering for it. Now he's that. The same way some people are going Sam Wilson. Now he's Captain America.
To do it, that could work. If they use that stage to reintroduce him with another title, that could work. That could work. Because now that's a jumping off point. You're using one of the biggest stages for Spider-Man ever to claim that he's something else now. That's like a launching off point. That could work.
Where did this come from?
We just got to get a good name, though. Like it can't go viral for the wrong reasons. It can't go viral because it's cringy. We can't ask people to get used to it. No, if you're going to use it, it's gotta hit. Like don't ask me to just wear it on for a bit. Ride around in it, drive around, take a test drive on it. No, that shit better smack as soon as you say it. So
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. Nothing smacks but Spider-Man.
How do you get off of that? How do you get off of that title? It's just Spider-Man. It's perfect. But I do get your argument. I want him to have his own name. I do.
Spider Rico, Spider Tito, Spider Lad.
Spider Rico.
How did the poll end out?
It is 42-38. Andrew's still leading strong. I just want to put that out there.
That ain't that strong. That ain't that.
It's strong. It's strong enough
for the kill.
We're about to end the poll.
No, we're not.
Because it's over. It's over. It should only be up during the Spider-Man conversation. Doesn't need to be up the whole. It should be over.
It sounds like voter suppression to me.
That is not voter suppression.
That sounds like voter suppression.
Hey, listeners, if you want to be here while the poll is hot, you got to be here to participate in the polls. All right.
Hey, and if you didn't hear what I said earlier, 24-hour stream. If we get 20% away from Toby, 20% away from Toby,
you only appreciate the viewers who vote, or they only want to give the viewers in here a limited amount of time to vote. That sounds like a Republican tactic to me.
No, take that back. People on the playback.
I stand with Amandla against the Republicans.
You know what you should do is you should want us to end the poll, and then you campaign to on your own poll on Twitter and see what happens there. That's what you should do.
No. Why are we doing separate polls?
We already know what the general public believes. Now, I'm not going to completely give in to the psychosis that the majority of Spider-Man fans lean towards Andrew Garfield. I'm not going to do that. Now we can say that tonight.
I'm going to ask on Twitter. I'm about to get a picture of the three of them.
Definitely leaning towards Andrew. I will concede that. I'll give it up. But you're not going to sit up here and play the hell out of crazy with me and say that the majority of Spider-Man fans lean towards Andrew Garfield. You're not going to do that tonight.
They do.
Get the fuck out of here, Gary.
They do.
They were the least profitable films.
That's only because
star power in general. There's no way.
No, He's got great star power. He was when they all three were having that conversation on top of that building. His story was the one that was happy.
He was the lamest.
No, what do you mean?
He needed to pick me up. Thanks, guys. I need to hear that sometimes.
What else do you know Andrew Garfield for besides Spider-Man? Tell me.
He plays in. I know him.
The Facebook movie. You got that one.
Social Network. He plays in this.
Immediately lead with Hacksaw Ridge, which is something he was up for an Academy Award for.
I know
everything I need to know about his Andrew Garfield fandom. Okay, let me know everything I need.
Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. Why do I have to be fanned? Why do I have to be a fan of since they putting it in here? Tick Tick Boom and Social. Why do I have to be a fan of all those to be a Spider-Man Andrew fan? That's what I'm talking about. I'm a Spider-Man Andrew fan.
Spider-Man Andrew Phil. You hear the qualifier now? You hear it? No. I didn't hear it before, but I hear it now.
I'm about to put this on Twitter. Y'all not gonna
This man got on his own platform and claimed with his chest proudly that he thinks the fandom thinks that Andrew Garfield is the most popular Spider-Man. That's something.
I'm just telling you what the people are saying.
AK levels of delusion now.
I'm telling you what the people are saying.
The people who matter, executives at the top, like Bob Iger, think Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. We've heard him say that. There's no other of these actors who got these studios to work together. Tom Holland did. And I'm not talking about when they signed him in 2016. When there was that divide in 2019.
That's fine.
They still got together because Tom Holland, he made that phone call. This guy works for the character. What do they ever do? They just canceled this over what? Emails? Emails got that Spider-Man canceled, and our Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man, he gets things going.
Does he?
Vote Tom.
Well, it was Andrew's Spider-Man. If you look up reactions on YouTube, has the most views, has the most reaction in the theater. His story when he was talking to him on top of the rooftop was the most infectious.
Ugh.
All of his scenes. What are you talking about?
I appreciate everybody naming some movies, unlike Darius, who actually watched Andrew Garfield outside of Spider-Man.
I've seen him outside Spider-Man. I think he's great.
Tick Tick Boom was actually good. I like it.
I did watch Tick Tick Boom. I watched it. I watched, but the Social Network he's fantastic in. Fantastic. He's no Jesse Eisenberg in it, but he is fantastic in it.
Speaking of fantastic, want to go over to The Thing, who had a behind-the-scenes little thing leak out. Now, I know. Okay, who wants to take this? Because I'm going to tell you where I'm going to take it. We'll be really quick.
I love prosthetics. I love prosthetics. Yes. I love practical stuff. So
that's not what it's going to be, though.
Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, from this right here, I'm positive. If this is what it's going to look like on the screen, like when we watch the movie, like this practical, like I can actually reach out and touch it.
No,
that's pretty cool. That's pretty dope.
I don't think it's going to be that though. Because if you go look at the Age of Ultron, when they did the Age of Ultron, they had, I don't know if it was James Spader himself or whoever was in it, but they had a practical like that. They had a whole Ultron deal built. Like,
what did they do? Scrap it? Because the Ultron I seen was CGI.
Yeah, hold on, I'll show it to you. Let me. I'm gonna tag you, Joe.
They had a suit for Spader to wear. That's crazy.
Hold on.
What does a practical android suit look like? Interesting.
New look at the Thing on set of the Fantastic Four First Steps.
And that's dude from the Bear too. I know he's nowhere near that big, so that's a lot of padding. I know he's. God bless him.
It's definitely a lot of padding. I gotta find this thing.
So I like getting behind the scenes access.
I love it.
But I'm skeptical of why it's happening. Specifically yesterday. We never had something like this.
Wait, why are you skeptical why it's happening?
Because that's when we got all the trending was happening.
Wait, something's wrong with your mic.
Nope.
You're muted.
Restart
Yeah.
there.
It's not plugged in completely. It's like fidgety. You hear me good. The thing is,
No, it's still the same.
It's still like that.
Oh, now
there
it's
you
good.
go.
Okay.
You're good
So this was recast T'Challa Day. We never had no leaks of anyone in a suit, any sort of guy on a phone recording from really close up, or nothing this revealing until, oh snap, something is happening online. All of the fans are talking about it. Let's give Marvel fans something else to dominate today in the news cycle with. Somebody go and film them doing this. I don't even know what it's for. All we see is the thing. We don't even see anyone else. I think this is planted. This is strategically released for recast T'Challa to shut them up.
I mean, I don't know if it wasn't that effective. I definitely didn't see Fantastic Four on the correct tab now that I know how to get out of my own algorithm on Twitter. I definitely didn't see Fantastic Four streaming.
I'm gonna tag you in this that Andre just sent me. It's Moss talking about the practical effects and motion capture that they use on Fallon. Or is this Kimmel? This is Kimmel. I'm gonna tag you in this, Chill, so you can play it.
And then also the suit still sucks. I don't know whose idea to incorporate so much white into the suit. What are we doing?
You don't like the suits?
The suits suck.
I like the suits.
Mm-mm.
What's the brother's name on Twitter? It's like Blue Jay something. It's like I think he might be Hispanic. He always says like, what if Marvel does this? Or what if Marvel does? He had like a whole bunch of what ifs that actually came true.
Oh,
like all his what ifs for like Deadpool, and some of the others were like dead on.
I don't know who this is.
Name. Y'all know, Chad. Like? It's like Blue Jay something. He's the one that shared the picture of Spader today. That I thought I saved that.
So do you think he's working with Marvel? He's just kind of getting some research and development. He's putting his finger out into the sky and going, the winds are blowing this.
Yes, thank you, Executive Judge. I don't know if he works for Marvel. Yeah, Blu-ray Angel. That's his
I think Darius was saying it as that, like, because the thing he showed was from Ultron, and that was an example of why they may not go fully practical for the thing.
Yeah, because here's the picture, right? Hold on, because he actually made that comparison.
Chris Claremont.
Okay, I'm tagging you in this, Chill, too.
Volume 3. You like it, Steezel? I love it. Not really, right, but I like that you love it.
So I don't think that's. Yeah, you play that first. I don't think it's.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Fantastic
cousin.
Form.
Yeah,
that you can say. Which is, I mean, I had an hour-long discussion with one of our writers about this today.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm interested in it. These are like the characters from my youth, and the play Ben Grimm. It's clobbering time. I mean, this is
clobbering time. That's what he says. It's clobbering time.
Yeah, it's clobbering time.
Ben Grimm from Yancey Street.
That's right. He's from Yancey Street.
In the Lower East Side.
Yeah.
They sort of phonically similar to Delancey, but it's sort of an imaginary street.
How long have you known you're going to play the thing?
All my life. I found out a long time. I think I found out in the beginning of August. I was walking. Yeah, I was taking a walk in the city. I went to Italy to pick up some stuff for dinner on 23rd Street over there. And then I was taking a walk, and this is in the middle of the writer's strike. And I think I go, yeah. So I got a call from my agents. I was just, I wasn't thinking about work at all, because writers were striking, and then actors were probably going to strike. And then
he's so noble.
They said, "Oh, yeah, they asked you to play the thing." And I remember because I was on 5th Avenue and 21st Street, and I was so shocked, and I was walking by, and by the next thing I realized I was right in front of Astor Wines. So I went in and bought a bunch of mezcal.
Have you been fitted for your rocks yet, or will this be like a CGI thing, like the Hulk in the Marvel movies?
Okay.
I don't think it's the suit. Yeah, apparently, I think in the past they've done a suit. Michael Chiklis wore a suit. Apparently, the suit was really uncomfortable.
Yeah, suits.
And it's kind of we're past that. I think it's a little kind of cosplay, kind of it's a little amateur, that stuff now with the technology we have. So yeah, I think it's mostly performance capture. I think that's what motion capture, performance capture.
Will it be set in the 60s as when they posted this Happy Valentine's Day announcement? It seems to be 60s themed.
Yeah.
You can't say?
It does. That image does seem to be 60s themed.
Do you know the details of
How
the
old is this
film
interview?
itself?
He should be able to say.
That was it.
Oh, that was
So like that's first of all, he was dogging the suit.
Thing in the
He was dogging the suit to begin with, so I'm a little bit confused because that definitely looks like more practical cosplay bullshit, like he was talking about.
Well,
maybe
go
the
look
scene could have required the thing to be blasted and like launched into some rocks behind, and they could have used a practical suit for something like that, for like the moment of impact, and then they'll do animating for the rest.
Yeah, I don't like his disdain for practical. I don't like that.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I gotta see the movie though. I do gotta see the movie.
Darius is right. Yeah.
Let me see. Hold on. It's
right after this. We're taking in your calls. Be ready for that if you want to join in. Fix your mic so it's not like me.
See how they. I don't think that's Spader in there, but I was on set of Age of Ultron.
So then maybe that is just the norm. Like they have to get into practical for certain scenes. Because again, there wasn't a single time that I looked at Ultron and thought that was an actual thing that was moving in front of the people.
Right. No.
So then, yeah, if this is the thing, then all right, and then I'm less excited now. And I've already had a problem with the whole 60s thing. Already had a problem with the whole alternate universe thing. I just didn't really understand why we were convoluting their setting so much. But I don't know. Again, we'll have to see it. We'll see how it does.
I am very, very much ready for it. I am. It's on one of my most anticipated. It comes out the same day as Superman Legacy and the new Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
There's a picture. There's a picture of all three of those going around.
Many reasons. With those two movies, obviously with Superman, why that's going to be very head-to-head competition with DC, and then Jurassic World, that premiering the same weekend as Fantastic Four is ironic because you know who's in that project.
Mm-hmm.
Two-time Academy Award winner Mahershala Ali. Right, not in a Blade, not starring in Blade that month, but starring in another studio in Universal's Jurassic Park. So a little embarrassing for Disney. Doubly embarrassing if he outperforms, which I mean,
he could
probably. I mean,
they both
leaning towards like who's had the more recent success.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. That picture going around asking which was going to bomb that I think Superman does.
Ooh,
I think I do. I think it is. It's a hot take, but I think Superman is going to be the lesser of the three. I think Jurassic World, because the last two were shit and they still made over $1 billion.
Right. I was about to say, yeah.
People love the Jurassic Park. People love Superman though too, Sorry.
I'm counting on the marketing of Superman to change your mind. So wait for it to happen. When we're like a 3 month away from it, you'll be like, "Yo, what's changing?" I think that the Superman movie will be the success.
I hope
it's hard for me to imagine that the Superman is going to be the flop just because they are releasing another movie to market that movie. Like the Christopher Reeves movie, as respectful as I'm sure a lot of Christopher Reeves fans are taking it. It is literally just marketing for the new Superman movie, which makes
it was
planned.
Smart. It was planned before James Gunn. They're distributing it. DC Studios did not spark this movie.
Chill. Okay, fine. But you don't think that Gunn knew when the Reeves movie was coming out? You don't think he had an idea of when that Reeves movie was coming out when he was thinking about releasing the
I'm not ignoring strategy. I'm not ignoring that. I get it. You're right. But isn't that also?
I'm saying like it's genius. It's
genius.
Chef kiss. And I don't really give Gunn a lot of credit on a lot of his moves that he's made since becoming president of DC, but I will tip my cap to him and how they kind of lined up the schedule at least.
What kind of cap is it? Is it one of these?
No.
Hey, well, I'm just letting y'all know that 24-hour stream, you can toss it. Ain't happening.
Yeah. No.
You might not even get a 2-hour.
Where are we at now?
He's not gonna say
right.
Neck and neck, neck and neck.
No,
or did we switch? Did we correct? Well, I think we corrected.
Some people came in here just to vote and then left. I don't care. I don't care. Like somebody voted and left. Nobody's because now he's 2% up, and that's just not right.
I feel like Thanos' balance has been restored to the universe. Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
No.
For making
Andrew's
like
disrespected, so I'm disrespected. Because Andrew's disrespected, I feel disrespected. So I'm gonna need to go talk to him about how he feels about that. And then once he gives me an answer, we can come back and talk about some more streams.
Marcus, in the future. We know what happened. We know you were texting Josh on the side. You know, hey, we need you.
Get on all your burners.
I text Q. I told Q go like it.
Oh, so you not only politicking on the stream, but you dirty Mac and you dirty streaming on the backside too. That's great.
Q text back. He said thumbs up.
And still couldn't get that man across the goal line. Couldn't get him across the line.
Oh shit. Damn. I can't believe we lost.
Deservingly so. Critical Mass. I'm not a Superman fan, but it's my most anticipated movie of 2025. It's going to do numbers. I'm
a huge Kal-El fan. I really am. I really, truly am. I don't know. Just of the three, I don't know. I still think it's going to do good, though.
What a quote. What a quote reference. Fit perfectly into this whole
to fail
Maguire, Andrew Garfield hellscape we're in right now. Beautiful. What a quote. Hats off to you, Stamina. A full
when was
cap
Drake Bell's Spider-Man?
He was the animated one. I think Spectacular.
Yeah. He was the voice. Yeah.
Thanks for that one, Sam Fisher.
But you know how he ended that quote, Destiny arrives all the same. So the stream is not over.
What makes
dread
you
it,
so sure, Tom?
Run from it, Destiny arrives all the same.
Yeah, Tom.
Or should I say Andrew?
Someone's been nominated to take over Planet Fanatics. I just
You can read that one. Why didn't you read that one?
What did he say?
You want to read it? Go ahead.
Read it.
He's a regular old politician. I call for impeachment.
Impeachment.
Y'all would not be as entertained if I wasn't here. To be honest.
That's a partial truth. But we would be a lot more sane. Oh.
No. That's okay. You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? Our state fair is in a couple weeks. I should take my microphone, plug it up, and just ask random people, who's the best Spider-Man? And I'm gonna put a video together.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Oh, no. Watch. I'm gonna put a video together.
No one even gonna. Okay,
that might do some good views just for views, though.
Let you find out on your own. I'm not even gonna tell you what's gonna happen. You just find out on your own.
I'm gonna do it. State fair is in a couple weeks. I'm gonna take my microphone, be like, "Hey guys, YouTube channel. We're just doing a poll. Who's the best Spider-Man of the three?" And some people are gonna
Toby.
No, people are gonna be like, "Oh,
hey, I really like that other guy. What's his name again?" It was like It was it was Drew or something like that or something. Yeah, he was pretty good.
No, they're gonna love. I'm telling you, people are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, the Andrew ones, those were great. Those were great. The villains, but those Andrew ones, his portrayal of Spider-Man was."
I messed up. I forgot we were in Norman. Yeah, I like that Tobey Maguire. Yeah, he was really good.
No,
like that, yeah. That
Tobey. No. I'm telling you, watch. I'm telling you, everybody's denying it in the comments. Just wait.
Man, look at that. This is what you call timeless. This is what you call timeless. My 3-year-old cousin, 3 years old, infinitely closer to Tom than it will ever be to Toby. Will they watch? Only watches Toby. Only watches Toby.
Well, that's because, Toby's got 3 films and there's more of Toby to watch.
Why does he have 3 films? Why does he have 3 films?
You got to ask Sony that.
Tom also has 3 films.
That's within the MC. You got to ask Sony. Andrew wanted that 3rd film. They had a 3rd film all crafted. MJ was going to be in it and everything.
Hey, Darius. We don't have to ask Sony. We already know.
Okay, who's the most experienced Spider-Man?
Just wait.
The most experienced? Yeah. Probably Tom.
Thank you. I was waiting for you to say the wrong answer. So
I was going to say Andrew.
3 movies.
I was going to say Andrew's the most experienced one. Don't try to overtalk what I'm trying to do.
Who's more experienced personally? Because Toby had to handle more on his own than Tom did. Tom had help with a lot of his experience.
Okay.
Toby did it on his own. He got it out the mud. It was only Toby. He got little help.
I don't like the fact that we are just skipping Andrew as if Andrew didn't have struggles, as if Andrew didn't get his shit out the mud. Because this Andrew disrespect is crazy. This is crazy. And so Andrew didn't get his shit out the mud either.
I feel like they loved Spider-Man. I feel like the city loved him. They turned all their cranes to help him. Like, he didn't really struggle. He wasn't hated. The media wasn't after him. He had no Jonathan.
Train with a track.
He had the police commissioner hating him. The police commissioner arrested him.
He was sleeping with his daughter, Darius. He should have hated him.
Well, I mean, hey, superhero work.
Ain't nobody tell you to go sleep with the police chief's daughter. All these women in New York, and you want to pick the one teenage girl that you probably shouldn't sleep with.
And just you wouldn't.
The only one.
Superhero
and then you
shit.
got her killed. Not only did you sleep with her like a bozo,
she got herself killed. She got herself killed. He said, "Stay here."
Wow.
Why did he say stay here? Wasn't he a whole movie ago? He wasn't even supposed to interact with her. He lied to her dying father. What?
No, listen. He tried to stay away from her. Don't try to villainize my guy. He tried to stay away from her. But circumstances and being Spider-Man always pulled him closer to her.
Her daddy's dying wish was stay away from my daughter to keep her safe, okay? And he promised him. And he promised. Oh, he tried really hard. He tried, man. Right.
There was some shit that went down. He had to be there. Hey.
Oh, I really wanted to uphold that promise, but I got really horny. Now, if he was actually nerdy Peter Parker, he would have had the discipline. Toby Peter Parker let Mary Jane walk down an aisle. He was going to let her get married to protect her. Ooh. And stayed crying in his apartment while wedding bells rung out on her special day. That's real commitment. That is with great responsibility or great power. Goddamn it. With great power comes great responsibility. I have to sit here and I have to cry as your wedding bells ring out all across New York, as everyone knows that you are lining up to go marry Wolfman, right? And I'm gonna sit up here in my apartment and I'm gonna just wait. And I have to, because I know what's right, because I'm Peter Parker and Uncle Ben told me to. What did your Abercrombie and Fitch Spider-Man do? He broke a woman's back. End of discussion. We're out of here.
You know what? You know what? I'm going to go because it's been some time since it's been since 2020 since I have watched Andrews. I'm going to go take some notes. I'm going to regroup and come back.
Take some notes, and when you take notes, you'll see a grammatical difference in the way the line is delivered to Tom Holland.
I'm gonna make sure I watch those tomorrow.
Power, there must also come great responsibility. If you're not saying there must also come, then you're not doing comic book accuracy. And all the other movies, they don't say it the way that goes. Even in the Spider-Verse movies, there must also come. That's part of the line. They got it right for Tom.
Well, at least Andrew had an Uncle Ben. Tom doesn't. So, boom. Next topic. Andrew had an Uncle Ben.
I have always hated that about Tom. That's a good time to bring that up, I guess.
Isn't it great how we can debate and have fun over like the last few weeks about who was the better Spider-Man? There's been so many versions of him, and none of this is, against the actors. Like no one's calling any of them lesser than. We're not disrespecting their legacy. We're just saying which versions of these characters we preferred over the others. Would be nice to do that for T'Challa. In the live chat, you can see the StreamYard link. Call in. Click on there. Make sure you got everything. Let us know what you think about the recast T'Challa. Hashtag specifically yesterday, trending day. How do you feel about where we are? Is there something wrong Chillmonger is doing? Marcus or Darius is doing? You want to get feedback? Like, for example, let me open that up. I hate when I see recast T'Challa, the son of T'Chaka. I go, stop. The words T'Challa and T'Chaka look so close to each other that someone might actually think you're talking about the son of T'Challa, TJ. I would never word it that way. If you really want to specify who we're talking about, call it recast T'Challa, Shuri's brother, not Shuri's nephew. Do something like that. Don't say recast T'Challa Senior, because that immediately makes me think of, oh yeah, there is a little bastard kid. If you just say recast T'Challa, I am thinking of T'Challa, prime T'Challa, actual T'Challa. But you introduce Junior when you say recast T'Challa Senior.
So then don't qualify it at all. I would say don't even add the qualifier. Just recast T'Challa, because there's only one T'Challa. Like there's literally only one T'Challa. The T'Challa Junior that exists in the MCU is not a character that exists in the comic books that led us to watch this IP in the first place. So that if you care about that character, then you care about him because of the movies. You don't care about him because of the reason why we're all here, which is the comics.
And I think that character is the biggest threat to this recast. I think that having that character there, look, we did recast him. See, you got him. And it's going to take years of screen time, also that we can get him never continue again. And we can even have fans be created who will grow up going, they're going to the next Black Panther movie and they go, I can't wait for this guy to die because his son, he's the real Black Panther. That's my favorite. Can't wait for him to die. Like, wait, what are we doing? Why are we creating division within the fan base? That is, the child is toxic.
Easiest way to tank a franchise, man. Like doing things that only half of the fan base will agree with. Find a way to serve the most amount of people. That is just the easiest way to sell.
Toussaint is his name.
Because his Wakandan name, since we had to send him away to live in Haiti and not the most technologically advanced. Anyways, his Wakandan name is still T'Challa.
Do they remember at the end he said it? He said, "My name is Toussaint."
I'm still peeling back layers of what was Wakanda Forever. Do they even do juniors?
No, that was a point that people made early on.
They don't do direct descendant.
They don't
names like that. They don't like. T'Chaka would have never named his son T'Chaka. Now maybe there is an Azuri down the line. Now he would have named his son Azuri as a sign of respect to his father, but he would have never named his son his name. They don't. That is a Western concept. That is more of Ryan Coogler trying to write Eurocentric ideas into Africa because he can't un-Americanize his brain when he's writing about Africans.
Sounds like someone I
didn't
know
mean to
also.
go on a Cooper rant. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that.
No, that's very Ron Gidley, we'll call him, where the
maybe not to that degree, but yes, of the same colonized mindset.
Ooh, that's a big degree, but yeah, it's a foreigner's outlook.
Well, a lot of us. I mean, even here
we are
this,
victims of
a lot of us are victims of it without even knowing it. Yeah. So colonization goes deeper than even a lot of us would like to admit. But some of us are more than others, for sure.
For sure. Shout out Officer Tatum.
Could have named him T'Challa or T'Cheki or T'Choko. Oh wait, no, I missed it. Oh, where did it go?
His mama named him Toussaint.
T'Chula. T'Chula's not that bad. That sounds more like a girl name to me, though. Like if you were to name his daughter after her father, T'Chula. T'Cheki is crazy. T'Choko, go home.
T'Chacha?
Slide.
T'Chacha.
Yeah, see, these are examples of what not to do with Miles Morales' new name. Do not make it viral for the wrong reasons. And T'Chacha is absolutely viral for the wrong reasons.
T'Chacha.
To Saint. Hey, I hate that I like to Saint because it fits. It's very accurate for that character. I hate that I like it, but no.
I would have gotten away with it too, and it wasn't for T'Chacha.
T'Chacha slide.
Raymond, get in here. I want to hear your voice more than anyone. I think the link should be in there. Maybe you got to end the poll, Darius, and pin it because everyone keeps writing.
It's over now. The people have spoken. You can cut it off now.
If there's a way you can pin the tweet, maybe not the tweet. I mean, pin the invitation link to stream.
It's pinned, and Andrew lost at 39. Well, Tom majorly lost at 17. Tom had 17%.
Yeah.
I was wondering what would break first. Your spirit?
Or your body? Or your body.
Shout out to Fatal J. I should send him a link.
You think darkness is your ally?
You only adopted the light. I was born in it. Molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was a man, and by that time it was only blinding.
Love Dark Knight if you haven't, or Dark Knight Rises. Sorry if you haven't.
2012, right? That was the same year as the Avengers movie.
Yeah,
which was
a great year. What a year! Oh, because what wasn't? When were the Deathly Hallows?
There had to have been one of them coming out that year.
I thought one of them was that year too.
Yeah,
that was a crazy year, man.
Not as good as 2019. I like that year too because it had like so many movies. A Toy Story movie. It had everything. 2019.
Was that Toy Story 4 though?
Yeah.
I didn't like Toy Story 4.
I didn't like it as much as 3, but I liked it. It was great.
Yeah, man. But a Deathly Hallows, an Avengers film, and the final Batman film of Christopher Nolan's career. Oh man, that was. It's gonna be hard pressed to have another year like that. Even though Endgame came out in 2019.
You know,
that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
You know, I
feel like the individual act of Endgame is bigger than anything that happened in 12. But just the confluence of those films together. Rises, Hollows, and Avengers. Yeah, that's what you need to do, Darius. You need to pull down that Spider-Man poll because it's already been decided. You need to ask them what was the better film year, 2019 or 2012.
Which movies came out in 2019? Oh, Endgame.
So that would have been Endgame. Let's look. We all have computers.
We all got computers. I'll just open up the page with Box Office Mojo.
There you go. Yeah.
It's already up. Harry Potter came out in year 2011. It doesn't count.
Okay. But wasn't... Oh, no. That was 2012 was Avengers. Yeah, okay.
2019 had Avengers Endgame, which was great. Lion King, Toy Story, Frozen, Captain Marvel, Star Wars, Spider-Man, Aladdin, Joker, It Chapter 2, Jumanji, Us, Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw. John Wick 3, that was a good one. How to Train Your Dragon, if you like that stuff. Secret Life of Pets, Pokemon, that was a good movie.
John Wick 3 came out in 2019. Damn.
Shazam. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, people like that.
So I was yeah. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a slept on one. I was sleeping on 2019 a bit. Let's pull up 2012.
2012.
Yeah, that Star Wars Episode 9 came out then.
All right. Hunger Games too?
Ooh, yes. Okay. Dark Knight Rises, Avengers, Hunger Games, Skyfall, Twilight, which I hated cleaning up theaters for fucking Twilight, but it was a huge movie. Breaking Dawn. Oh my God. Okay, yeah. The Amazing Spider-Man.
Breaking Dawn was 2012.
Look at that gross. Look at that gross. Look at that shit. Look
what
at
is that?
it.
Who is that? Who is it?
How
Who is it?
embarrassing that shit is. Oh my God. Is that even a Spider-Man movie? Oh my God. He needs some milk. Oh,
that was Sony. That was
Ew.
Sony. That was Sony. That was a Sony problem.
Ew.
We don't hold that against you.
Hobbit, Ted, Madagascar 3, The Lorax, Men in Black 3, Wreck-It Ralph, Ice Age, Continental Drift. Man, can we stop? The children's movies alone. Let's end the debate.
Magic Mike came out that year?
That's what
Come on,
2025
man.
is about to be
Safe
like.
House, which is one of Ryan Reynolds' best movies that's not a Deadpool movie. Born Legacy. Argo, underrated film. Flight, underrated film. Like, in terms of quality and box office, this is nuts. Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, underrated.
In the spirit of representation, this Think Like a Man movie with the star-studded cast, fun, lighthearted, good vibes. Everyone had a nice job.
Life of Pi. If you have not seen Life of Pi,
Think Like a Man
you
was
have
good.
a box of Kleenex around, go ahead and watch that movie. Oh my goodness. Forgot about it. It's one of those movies that's like tucked way back here in the cerebellum. Love that movie. Again, in terms of quality, we're not even just talking about box office. The children's movies have the box office taken care of.
2012 won.
Yeah, 2012 won easily. and I underrated 2019. That's crazy.
Yeah. Hey, no one's calling in.
Yeah, nobody wants to talk to us.
2025 is going to be like that. There's some good ass movies coming out in 2025.
Fantastic Four, Superman, Jurassic Park. It is another one of those.
Like, hold on, because I saved that shit too. Where is it?
Raymond says because we're tired.
Yeah.
No, but that's feedback though. Maybe we should do the call-ins to begin rather than doing the call-ins to end.
Raymond said shit. Okay, 2025, they've got Captain America, Thunderbolt, Superman, Fantastic Four, Mickey 17, Paddington 3, Ryan Coogler's vampire movie, Snow White, Minecraft, Flower Vale Street, Mission Impossible 8, The New Karate Kid, that Leo movie, Pixar, Megan 2.0, How to Train Your Dragon live action, the new Jurassic World.
The Karate Kid movie, is that playing at all into the Cobra Kai verse that's going on Netflix?
No,
it's not at all connected.
Yeah, no, this is its own thing.
It's good, yeah. Missed opportunity, especially if they're bringing back old canonical characters, which is what they're literally working on with with what's his name? Ralph something. Ralph
Macchio.
Macchio. There you go, Ralph Macchio. Why would you be doing that at the same time, simultaneously, but separately? That feels convoluted. I don't know why we would do that.
Yeah, it's its own thing. I know Jackie's in it.
Again, I don't like you dipping back into the new retconned modern day version of Karate Kid just to ignore Jaden Smith altogether. What's the point?
In that cast, I guess Daniel LaRusso is in it, but I still don't think it ties into okay, well, why is Jackie playing Mr. Han again? Is it tying into Jaden's and all that?
J.K. Simmons, he plays the same character, but they're different characters in different universes. Is that it? Enter the Karateverse?
I don't see Jaden in it.
Yeah, I haven't heard Jaden be connected to this project at all.
But they better keep that song 100% skill to remember my name.
Ralph Macchio, he's in it as Daniel LaRusso.
Okay, now I like that. I like that because there's been a lot of excitement around Cobra Kai over the last half decade or so. And so that honestly, to be completely honest with you, the only reason why there seems to be any type of excitement for the new Karate Kid, it has to be based off of what's been going on with Cobra Kai.
It might be tied in. It might be tied in.
If Netflix knows what they're doing.
Okay, well, wait a minute, it might be because this is from USA Today. Does Cobra Kai season 6 connect with the upcoming Karate Kid movie? The same year Cobra Kai. Hold on, damn. I was hoping I have to read that. Cobra Kai may be ending, but the next chapter of Karate Kid franchise is just beginning. Ralph Macchio, who has played the titular character, the titular Karate Kid that started it all in 1984, will star in the new film and the series alongside Jackie Chan, set to release in 2025. The same year, Cobra Kai, a Netflix spin-off series that follows Daniel LaRusso, as they train to the next generation of karate prodigies, will wrap its 6th and final season. The season is divided into 3 parts. The first part, which is
You know what you just did? You just made sure I'm going to go back and watch Cobra Kai now. So
let me see. Is it connected? Okay, Cobra Kai season 6 doesn't set up the movie. The karate or the character of Daniel is a piece that does tie the 2 projects. What? Oh, it doesn't set up the movie, but it does. He's the piece that ties the 2 projects, I guess. But there's nothing from a storytelling. There's nothing from a storytelling or a character journey in our season that directly feeds into that project, he said.
So he's the linchpin, but they're not going to talk about whatever's going on in the movie in the show.
Or vice versa. Yeah.
I mean, I don't hate it. Still, it does feel like a little bit of a missed opportunity. But if you're still using that character, then I guess it's okay. I'll allow it.
Yeah. So, is there no Mr. Miyagi?
He's dead. He died.
Well, I know he's dead. Oh, I guess that's true. I guess I'm still sitting here thinking it's a reboot of Karate Kid with the Mr. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So no.
And no. Let's bookend this. Mr. Miyagi's actor, I don't know his name, but he died. Okay. If someone played Mr. Miyagi later in a reboot, it would not be disrespectful to the man who died who can't play him anymore. Instead, we're going to remember this role exists for this new actor, and this representation exists because of what that old, now deceased actor lay the groundwork for. The foundation is there. Thank you, old actor. Thank you, prior person. No matter what the circumstances for you not being the character anymore, you helped.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a hard reboot. They're just kind of continuing and then adding the Cobra Kai arc into it. Like this is more of a merger than it is a reboot, which is weird to say about a movie.
Remember a few minutes ago when Raymond said, because we're tired?
Oh, I know. I saw him jump in.
Let's invite
Ditto.
him.
Don't hate. Don't hate. See, you're a hater. You're a hater.
That's
You're a
crazy.
hater. So remember, Darius, you said the
Oh
movie
God,
Spider-Man is amazing. Andrew
it is
Garfield's
amazing.
amazing.
He is amazing.
Let me tell you how
Pity.
wrong you are.
Get
Here in
him.
New York, a few years ago,
Okay.
there was a little show called Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark that had maybe okay critic ratings, but it kept having accidents and incidences during the show. Spider-Man literally couldn't fly. He fell into the audience multiple times. It was a whole scandal. So, and it was based off of, guess what? Drum roll. Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
Whoa.
And so
We're not going to tie that
cursed.
disastrous
It's
shit
cursed.
to Andrew.
It's cursed. He's cursed.
He's
He's
cursed.
No.
It was
He cursed
residual
the
embarrassment.
Broadway show. So he cursed New York because after then, Hurricane Sandy happened. He cursed New York.
No, no, no. We're not putting all that on Andrew. That's okay. Y'all can all do that. That video is coming. I am doing that video.
No. The deal was if he wins, we get the video. He lost. We don't want the video.
But
We
Raymond,
don't want it.
the T'Challa recast that's hot. It's on everyone's mind right now. What do you think about the T'Child? Is that T'Challa? I'm asking
That's for you, Raymond.
Maybe he's at an interview or
No, that's the power of Andrew. Yeah, that's that Andrew power. Andrew said, "Yeah, hold on.
Like, what is Ray?
Let me get my boy Electro real quick."
Wait a minute.
No,
we heard that. Wait a minute. Well,
Can you hear me
wait.
now? I feel like I'm in that
Yep.
old
We got you.
commercial. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Okay. What's a child? I don't claim.
You don't recognize that. Did you ever though, or like, did you soften up to it? Did you change your mind to it? Like when you saw that thing on screen, when you saw the young man play that character, and you saw, Nakia was holding his hand. Hey, this is me, my son, and this is Auntie Shuri, and how that scene went. Did you go, this is good, or did you go, oh, they're trying to not recast T'Challa by claiming that's T'Challa? How did you interpret it when you first saw it? Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, won't he do it?
even when you talk about him,
Yeah.
you speak the man's
Negatively.
name.
Negatively, you see, we're prospering over here. We are thriving. I got music in my ear. I got good music. This is an Andrew happy space.
Andrew,
This is what happens.
Raymond immediately.
This is what
Let
happens.
him go. You turn him loose.
I got the Marvel Legends pack that was all three of them.
Oh, did you throw the
Toby.
Andrew one away?
Oh no, that one is actually in the middle of the setup. No,
You
he's in the
missed
middle.
Special instructions. One of them is a throwaway. It's the Andrew.
No, he is in the middle. I actually just got this. Hold on. I actually just got this.
You can't keep a man down. You
Oh my bad. You know what? I was trying to remove Darius because I thought because he got up. I don't want to. That's what I was trying to do. My bad, Raymond. Sorry. Go ahead.
So before Darius cut my Wi-Fi,
That nefarious Darius.
which is disrespectful. No, I don't claim that kid. No, it doesn't even look like him. It doesn't even look like him. It's Killmonger's. It's Killmonger Jr. And I bet you in the next movie, he's gonna be Killmonger Jr. He's gonna be the villain. I will put money on that. He's gonna be the villain. And he's gonna kill either Nakia or Shuri. Because guess what? This is a trauma bond. Ryan loves writing trauma movies. That's all he's good for. He can't write a movie about
Ryan,
sunflowers.
prove us wrong, Ryan. Ryan, do the movie that's not a trauma movie. Do Black Panther 3 with T'Challa, without negative tropes. Do it.
And bring in Storm. Well, no, we can't. No, because he'll probably kill her off too. Because he killed off the real star of the film. I'm still mad Ramonda's dead. I mean, you can have her go out a better way in her sleep. You had to drown her.
For Riri.
He knows black folks don't like water. That was disrespectful. that was just disrespectful.
No, it's nice that Raymond matches his same energy on the live chat when he's on the streams.
Yeah. Well, I think you helped me. You walked me through this because I think he wrote himself into a hole, right? He can't write the child as a hero.
Nope.
You literally already told us what you think of this archetype. An abandoned child, put off aside, away from his homeland, from his true heritage, right? For the thought of what was thought to be best by the rulers at that time. They literally recreated T'Challa himself. He made T'Challa recreate the situation that he just got done fighting out of with Killmonger. He recreated that entire situation over again. What he just got done yelling at his daddy about in the ancestral plane.
Exactly.
He did it right back, ran it right back.
Exactly.
So he can't write the T'Challa as a hero. We already saw what the result of that is. If he writes the T'Challa as a hero and he becomes the new Black Panther, then essentially all of that hand wringing that he just did to T'Chaka, that T'Challa just did to T'Chaka in the ancestral plane is for naught. It means nothing. You made sure that it means nothing now, because we can abandon a child in a foreign land and have him come back years later, and it can work out fine. Apparently,
he's going to overthrow the kingdom.
He just stepped all over the first movie. He just stepped all over it.
Exactly. And to Junior, to Child, to Saint, whatever his name is, I guarantee you, the fatherlessness aspect of it, him not having a father, him not knowing T'Challa, that's going to play right into the villain's plot. I can, and it's going to make them money. People are going to like it. They like trauma movies. We like trauma movies. We're addicted to it. Endgame was a trauma movie.
Yeah, kind of.
Infinity War was a trauma movie. The first Black Panther was a trauma movie.
Let's call it drama.
Drama, trauma, tomato, Andrew, Tom, same thing. It's the same thing.
He said Andrew Tom is the same thing?
Same thing.
Okay.
Results of trauma are residual. They usually last.
We got another guest.
Drama can be fleeting.
We have one more guest in here. Raymond, thanks for coming. I am going to politely remove you. In comes Brother Stark. Now, mic check 1, 2, 3. How you doing?
Yo, what's up? How you doing?
We're doing pretty good. Before you say anything, though, I'm going to redirect everyone's attention to what Fatal J just posted on Twitter. I'm going to play this 2-minute little thing, and the first person to speak on it is going to be Brother Stark, okay? Share screen, Fatal J. This was us talking yesterday.
You know what this man told me? Anybody that thinks that was supposed to big cash, I don't want nothing to do with it.
I have to wonder, what do you think Chadwick Boseman was dedicating his final 4 years of his life towards? He was elevating the popularity of this character and making it more bigger. He understood how positive the representation was and what it inspired from the black kids, what it deterred as far as like stereotypes from the white kids and the international community, and the global benefit of this character. He would not be okay with that coming to an end, or with the mantle swap, give it to this character, that character, swap, and never getting a character too hot because it's By the time this character gets popular, it's someone else's turn now. Let's give another marketing run to the child, and after him, who knows who's going to be next? That's not helpful. Seeing T'Chaka show up in X-Men 97 because there's like some mandate at the company so that T'Challa can't appear anymore.
Sir, King T'Chaka is right.
Seeing a video game, it's Black Panther, but it's Azuri Black Panther.
And see, this is what I don't get either. Why is it going into the comics and the video games now?
I don't know. I just don't get it. How is this not racist, Fatal J? How are we gonna pretend? I don't know what is it about this guy. He wasn't supposed to get that hot. 2018 was a mistake,
bro. And I was right about to say that. America wasn't ready for that movie. I just don't understand because everybody is so hardcore on he can't be recast. I've never seen this before. It's like saying Batman can never be recasted anymore because Ben Affleck played him perfectly.
So recast T'Challa.
Recast T'Challa is powerful.
So that's on Twitter. Everyone go to Fatal J's Twitter, retweet that, give it your watch time. Like, let's boost it. He also has a verified account, so it'll go further than if I were to tweet it. But that's an important edit, and I think it's useful while the thing is trending. Let's go. Brother Stark, you just saw that. What do you think of yesterday and recast T'Challa?
Oh man, yesterday I was all day recast T'Challa. I was on it. Appreciate you, Chillmonger, for pulling up and starting everything. Darius, appreciate you also. Marcus, you as well. Y'all incredible team.
Brother Stark, why did you just give me credit right now?
Why'd I give you credit?
Yeah.
Oh man, I feel like you and who am I thinking of? Was it Q? Or was it Fatal that really started the whole trend? And like every time I see you talking about it, you have something that is relevant, something that makes sense for what you're saying. Like there's actually merit behind what you're saying. So I really gotta give you credit too, Chillmonger, because like you were kind of the first dude I started following. Then following you, then I got into Darius, and then I started following his YouTube channel. So like, yeah, really gotta give you credit for it. And the whole KK Kevin Feige thing, I love that. I love that. So
yeah, you like it?
yeah, I love that. So for me, the thing with it is I was just watching this documentary on Norm Macdonald, the comedian. He had stomach cancer the whole time he was on Saturday Night Live in 1989. He didn't tell anybody because he didn't want anybody to feel sorry for him. He didn't want anybody to feel like, oh, because Norm's sick, we should give him this award or give him this. With Chadwick, I see and feel the same thing. Nobody knew he had cancer. He's elevating his character for 4 years, for as long as we saw T'Challa, 2016, 2020. He didn't tell anybody anything. That video you guys just showed us earlier, those two kids, and I think one or two of them had cancer, and that meant something to him, but nobody else knew at that moment that he had that same disease those kids died from. Why is he advocating so much for this character? What does this mean to him? And the fact that it's spilling over to the cartoons and the games and like that shit is annoying me for one, because the MCU is not canon to everything. T'Challa's been around since 1966, so there has to be something to continue this character. It doesn't stop with just one person. I've never seen this happen in a role at all. Like I had mentioned in the comments, Imaginary of Dr. Parnassus. Y'all know Heath Ledger played in that movie, and when he died, they recasted him in that same movie with Colin Farrell and Jude Law and Johnny Depp. Like Hollywood doesn't really make any role tied down to a specific white actor, but when it's a black character that we got that made them 1.3 billion and got them 3 Oscars, seems to be like it's all for respect for Chadwick, when it's like, no, it's not really true, because y'all do the same thing for William Hurt. He died from cancer, and we got a Red Hulk that's coming out, so Red Hulk matters more than T'Challa? Get the fuck out of here. Come on, man.
That's what made it so out of left field, because it was so uncommon, right? Like for them to take something that had so much time and money invested into it, and that had showed a return so early, right? In the you don't usually, who has $1 billion origin film? Who has $1 billion starter film? No, that's unheard of, even for the most hardened IPs. It just doesn't come out that way.
Avatar.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You asked.
But
I don't know.
but not for established IPs, right? Not for stuff that has a level of expectation going in the door. But you're right, Avatar for a brand new IP, that would be the one that defies the odds for sure.
I feel like that 3D helped Avatar make them billions too. That shit was beautiful. Like,
Absolutely.
Not only that,
That's James Cameron. That's James Cameron. You can't take nothing from that man. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you take nothing from him. Like, if
that's a
Avatar
completely
was
different
3D,
universe.
it probably wouldn't have hit that much. But
For
like
sure.
even third Iron Man film, the Iron Man 3 was the one that hit $1 billion.
Yeah,
it wasn't the first two that it hit it on.
I was going to
Aquaman.
ask the panel real fast, since I've been kind of checked out of comics here for a little while. Is there any news on the recurring Black Panther title, the main Black Panther title? Anybody who's writing it? Are they relaunching it?
No, Ultimate Black Panther is doing well, and so if that's going well and that's selling, like they are fulfilling the Black Panther, checkbox type.
So
stuff.
Ultimate Black Panther has kind of filled the void of the week over week Black Panther title right now.
It's selling. They have a new series called Predator versus Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
That's cool, and it's a 4-issue series. It's something.
I've heard good things about the Alien versus Avengers series that's out right now.
Yeah, Black Panther's in that. But he does not have a solo series in 616. Not in 616. But I think Ultimate Black Panther is enough for them. It's enough for me too. It makes sense. Let's cool off on the 616 version. Let's make sure that the 616 is the king again. He's allowed back in Wakanda to show face, be on the throne, make decisions for the country. And if we're not going to rehab that, let's not try to launch another series when the characters are down in this low position.
Wait, did that happen?
It hasn't happened yet. He hasn't returned yet.
So even post Blood Hunt, that didn't happen.
Nothing's happened post Blood Hunt. Blood Hunt just happened.
Well, I haven't been reading. I didn't know if it stopped or not.
No, that brother.
Yeah, Alien versus Avengers.
I can't.
Raymond. Alien versus Avengers, and apparently they may be flirting with the Empire again. Is that right, or am I blowing smoke? Is there no intergalactic Empire work right now with that?
I did not read the series since it's not canon, so I don't care.
Might be interesting to play with. But yeah, cool. I hope to see the slide stop at some point, but I mean, if they're I don't know what the first sign is that change is coming. Do we see it in animation? Do we see it in some sort of live action tease on Disney Plus in one of the series? Is it going to happen in the movies? I don't know what the first break to the dam is, so it's kind of hard for me to judge.
This is how I put it last night when I was talking about it. Realistically, if we are going to see T'Challa within this current before the rumored reboot, if that is true, well, Avengers 5 comes out next year.
No,
or 2026. Sorry, 2026. They start filming according to Doctor Strange. Why am I blanking on his name?
Cumberbatch.
Yes. According to Benedict, they start filming that this summer, summer of 2025. And if that's true, and we do know the Russos are doing that, Marcus McFeely are writing that. We know that T'Challa plays an important role in Secret Wars, time runs out, all that type of stuff. I would assume we would see some type of, or hear something from the scoopers or maybe the trades, variant T'Challa, this, that, and this is who's playing him or something like. I mean, that stuff's not going to get out. You know what I'm saying? So I would assume that we would hear something sooner rather than later if they do start filming this summer.
Yeah.
The thing that makes me doubt that is Feige's message saying that they won't recast because Chadwick just sends all iterations of T'Challa. So if we do get him in Secret Wars, it's probably going to be just for that movie.
Oh, I've said that.
If the soft reboot comes, like honestly, they should start with T'Challa. Like, let's start off right in Wakanda, Black Panther. This is our Iron Man. This is what we're launching a new franchise off of. Like, fuck starting it off with anybody else, because if we're gonna hold off T'Challa again, what, we're only gonna get him for 4 years again?
Yep. Yeah. No. What you said is exactly what they're going to do. You know, now there are the people that think, or the rumors or whatever, that with this new soft reboot, that this T'Challa, if this is true, we do get a variant that will be the T'Challa that goes on to be the MCU T'Challa. I don't think that. I think what you just said. It's going to be for a moment. It's going to be for that moment for them to just be able to say, because regardless of anything we've all just said, that overall thing still stands. It scares them. The character scares them. So even if so they only want to give him to us for that moment, and it's going to be for Secret Wars. Here he is. We gave you your recast. You got him for a whole movie. He played an important role. Shut the fuck up. We're moving on with the shit we've got planned.
That only works if they're actually going to reboot. And I think we've all been attached to the idea that this thing is going to shift in a very major way. The Robert Downey Jr. news, and then also the potential of Hugh Jackman being Wolverine, gives me a lot of doubt to how different or how much of an actual reboot Secret Wars is going to leave us in. If they're going to commit to those actors long term, how different do you think the MCU is actually going to look?
Yeah.
Right? Like how far away from center are we actually going to get if our center is still Hugh Jackman and Robert Downey Jr.? Which then gives me a little bit of trepidation to what you guys are talking about with, all right, well, we're just going to give you the short-term cameo and Secret Wars, and then you guys deal with it, and then we'll do something else going forward. Well, now I'm a little weirded out by that, because I don't know how different the actual universe is going to look at the end of Secret Wars. And if we're not out of the Wakanda that we're in right now, well, then it's not going to change at all. It's not really going to change at all. We're still going to be stuck with whatever version of universe is T'Challa that we have.
Right. See, and that's why I said I don't believe that they were going to do any of that stuff, because you would have to ultimately, I mean, within the comics, it was destroyed. But hey, well, that's neither here nor there. You could say the incursion destroyed that Wakanda, thusly killing everyone there. So therefore, they now don't exist.
Everyone in the royal family except for Shuri. So like one character, and you already got it. You're already there. You're good. And then you can just clean slate that shit.
I mean, I hate that for Denai as a Koye, because I really do like her as a Koye. But at the end of the day,
if y'all not gonna give her series, or if y'all not gonna do Midnight Angels, then what's the point? Clearly, you deleted the deleted scene where you were flirting with the idea of making her the ruler of Wakanda. So you're not investing anything into it anyways. There's no roots here to grow anything. There is nothing on the landscape of Wakanda currently to grow, unless you
not TJ. And you said grow. No matter how old we make TJ, he's not T'Challa, right, Brother Stark? What do you think about that?
So that's gonna be weird to me. Like they're gonna treat this in Secret Wars the same way the Flash treated Nicolas Cage as Superman. Like, oh, there he is. Like,
okay, but what do you think about
that?
TJ?
Would be disrespect.
Do you accept TJ as T'Challa?
That ain't gonna work for me, because if you age him up, what, Lupita gonna be the same age as her son? That just logically doesn't make it's not gonna work. I don't accept him at all.
It's not a recast, right?
No, it's a new cast, definitely. No, his name ain't T'Challa, it's Toussaint.
Because a real recast looks like this. What's up, Professor the Film Fan?
How's it going, you all? You all right?
Like that.
That was diabolical. What the actual fuck? Brother Stark.
Wait, hold on. How long did you think you were going to stay on, Brother Stark?
Oh, Brother Stark, from the bottom of my heart, that was not that Planet Fanatics had nothing to do with that. That was
a real recast looks like this.
I didn't want to keep him waiting though. You were waiting for a little bit. What's going on, Professor Film Fan?
You guys doing okay?
We're awesome.
Yes, sir.
Good. Yeah, I felt kind of bad yesterday about the whole hashtag at first, but seeing many conversations, I understood what it was going for, because I even paid tribute to Chadwick, as well as put the hashtag under what I was saying in my post on X. But my issue was with our community, it's in some perspective, because I don't know why it's okay for so many other heroes to have their role models in terms of comic book characters. You know, we always talk about the fact that you have multiple Clark Kents, multiple Peter Parkers, Bruce Waynes, but for some reason we can't have ours. And I don't want to sit there and say that we have the most self-hate. I think that our self-hate is more broadcast for the masses to kind of talk about and be lucrative over. And I also believe that for some weird reason, I don't want to call anybody out in terms of names, but all the high profile
I don't even want you to finish the sentence. I'm
not going to call anyone out. I have respect.
No, but even if you don't call anyone out, people can figure out.
Let him speak. Let him speak.
Well, no, it's not.
People.
No, because there are people I respect, like E-Man. I have no issue with any of them. I'm just saying, in terms of like the higher profile blurs who have bigger platforms are not saying much about Black heroes. When it comes to other characters, they're like, oh, I want that character too. But when it comes to our heroes, they're very quiet. And that's what bothers me. If they were to speak up more, like a Josh from Den of Nerds, to say, hey, you know, we want to see T'Challa, but also Blue Marvel, Nightwatch, a number of other characters from DC, the McDuffieverse. If they were to come out and say that, it would make so much more of a difference. But when they say nothing, it's very frustrating. And we're all fans of a lot of these characters. But to me, we're not getting representation. If you look on Hulu right now, when they see Black stories or other stories, it's mostly stuff from back in the day, from the 2000s, from the 90s, which I love. But we should get some new stuff as well. Like, so much can go a long way. And that feeling that we had back in 2018, where we saw so many kids dancing on tables, taking bus trips to the movie theaters, we can still have that again, because when it comes to superhero, the whole genre, people are sick of it. But when it comes to us, we don't see that very often. So it will still be very refreshing. So if you put that out there, and my favorite character right now in the comics is Blue Marvel, even though his stories aren't as big as T'Challa's, because T'Challa's been around, as we all know, the story has been around for such a long time. I want to see a plethora of different heroes that look like us, because it's important for the culture and important for positive representation.
You know what, and what you were saying there, and I agree with everything that you just said. But again, I completely agree with you. And, you know, for me, I have no problem saying names of other channels or anything like that. And I know people that you're talking about. There are those other Black channels that are a lot bigger than us, that have platforms, that are not speaking on these things, that want to get out there and do the okey doke tap dancing with everybody else on Twitter, and not use their voice, not use their platform, and not, you know, whatever. But I know the ones you're talking about. I know
it's the ones that skate by too. I know that there are probably ones that come to the top of the mind, you know, when this conversation started, but there are ones that skate by that don't come to the top of your mind.
Yeah, and it's not even
hide in the back. Yeah,
it's not him.
Yeah. No, again, we're not talking about nobody specific, but I'm saying there are channels that you don't think of necessarily.
Not today.
Why don't you ever talk about Black characters? Like you, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you don't find a way to talk about it, and it's weird because they do have these large platforms, and you would think that they have the influence to drive some of that stuff forward, but they don't. Right, but you'll see them geek out over a Superman. You see them geek out over a Wolverine. You see them geek out over Deadpool, and it's like, well, you know, if you would just put 10% of that towards my boy Adam Brashear over here, we might could get something done.
Yes, that's all I want. That's what's annoying me, and it just bothers me. I know I'm repeating myself when I see them with other characters, and you see them cheer for Cyclops or cheer for Gambit. Like, wow, we get Gambit, and it's like, yes, that's great, but can you mention other characters as well with that? Because they're all comic book characters as well. There's diversity in the comics that we've seen all the heroes side by side in big battles. Even in the video games as well, they're side by side. But for some reason, I don't know if they're getting paid by certain companies to not say anything, because I know that certain companies send their bots out to try to come after us on X, because you always have those people when for example, yesterday you had people who was putting out the hashtag recast T'Challa for Chadwick's birthday. You had bots coming in saying, oh, that's repeating the same thing. You guys are disrespectful. The whole hashtag is disgusting. And it's like, really? Is it disgusting? Or are you just saying that to try and get attention for us to respond to you? It's all the same thing. And me, I mean, I know we don't fall for it, but we love to kind of comment, because sometimes it is fun to call out these trolls and say, okay, what do you mean by that? And they don't even respond. So I kind of have fun with that sometimes. I know it can be toxic, but it's very odd.
So, without talking about anybody's intentions, I'll give you a name that I would like to see more talk more about black characters specifically for that reason. Like specifically pointing out black characters that he would like to see on screen, and I don't understand why he doesn't do it more. Rob Jefferson, comments explained.
Yes.
I don't understand because I know specifically he geeks out over Adam Bashir. I know specifically he geeks out over T'Challa. He'll geek out over guys like Blade. Like he's a thesaurus of comic book information. He knows exactly where all of these guys' arcs go, where they lead, what stories can be told. He has the theories of how to adapt them into the MCU. I don't know if it is that he just doesn't look at the characters that way.
We know what it is. We know what it is.
I'm not going to pretend to know because I don't know him as a person. I don't know him. I've never had a conversation with the man. But I find it odd that he has an affinity for all of those characters, but doesn't try to promote them for that reason. Is all. And I would offer up the floor for him to explain it to me. Like I'm not going into it with any type of perception others might, but I'm not trying to project onto him why he doesn't. I would rather hear him explain to me with his own words as to why he doesn't.
I agree. I think we know why. One of them. But yes, definitely. Hopefully one day he will. I know that he did an interview with Tom Holland and Zendaya back in the day. I want to say maybe around Far From Home. It was around No Way Home.
It was Far From Home.
Yeah,
was it Far From Home?
I think either Far From Home or no. I think Far From Home because that was before the pandemic. So yes, he was talking to them about the characters and they had no idea what he was talking about because they didn't read the comics. So I guess that's probably why he doesn't say much because he does interviews for Marvel. And I guess that puts his channel out there to make more money, which I can respect. Hey, make your money. I'm just saying him and other ones who, and if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But the ones who are big, who like to come at us and say, how dare you guys? And it's like, really? You don't get the message? All we want, we're not like the Snyderverse. We don't want a little cut to come out in theaters or on whatever platform. We just want representation. That's all we're asking for. And it's not hard to give us that. You saw that Black Panther made so much money and more characters can make that. Even Wakanda Forever made a lot of money. I know we don't like to mention that film, but it made a lot of money and you can do that more with black characters. It's not supernatural. You can literally do that. But for some reason, if we say, hey, we want black characters, because remember 4 years ago in 2020, when it was the whole it's okay to be socially conscious era, everybody was like, yeah, we should have representation. But now 4 years later, oh, we shouldn't have that because it's uncomfortable. I don't get this logic. It just bothers me. I don't understand.
That whole part of it is faux activism. There are people who like to talk about the things that they know are virtuous, but they don't actually believe in them or support them. So that when you're actually called to the table to put your feet to the ground and support those things, it doesn't really actualize that way because you don't really believe in
that. Let's get into that. Putting your feet to the ground and supporting things. This is the Comics Pals YouTube channel. In the middle of their stream, my friend Sean, we all know Sean. We've seen him talking to me about lots of things. Rob Jefferson just joins them. They send him the Zoom link. He joins them. He he helps promote these guys. He isn't this diva kind of like a above all else type of guy you're talking about. We all know that the Black Comic Lords exist. Has he also done that for them? Yes. Here he is interacting with Paul, doing a podcast, dedicating 2 hours of his life to trying to boost Black Comic Lords. Like, Rob Jefferson isn't your enemy. If he's gonna say these things about white characters and cover them all, but you don't feel like he's doing T'Challa enough, he's still doing T'Challa, and T'Challa seeps through to the overall audience because of his enthusiasm.
I get what you're saying with that, but I think the point that one of the major points is being made is like, that's fine. We're talking specifically T'Challa, and when we're talking T'Challa, we're talking about joining the hashtag, like Josh did when not. We're not asking
I would think you would understand that we were talking about it completely in the context of what Josh Den of Nerds was doing and how he overtly showed his support, and not just subsequently showing your support by showing your support to someone else's channel, right? Like you're directly showing your support with Josh Dinner Nerds by supporting the hashtag as opposed to just, hey, I'll come on your channel and talk about black characters.
So I don't think recast T'Challa is that big. Like, how could you not take a stance? Where do you stand? Like, the hashtag isn't.
No, I don't think I'm saying, well, me specifically, I'm not saying I'm putting Rob in a category of, oh, you didn't take a. I still like Rob.
When was he put in a box? Sorry, Darius, I was just thinking.
No, you're fine.
I'm wrong. But like, when was Rob faced with this question and he, you know, danced around it or scooted around it or not? Like,
you don't put yourself in that box, because I feel like I don't know exactly, so I won't speak in definitives.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's been asked and he's already taken a stance, and it's not ours. I feel like it. Don't.
You got to say where.
We'll say it 100%.
Well,
but I feel like this conversation has already been had. It's been on the internet too long for him not to know about it, right? You're a comics guy. Your comics explained.
Yeah.
Zero chance you don't know what recast T'Challa is or what side to be on. So like it.
But you think he said don't. But you think he said don't recast. You don't.
Right.
Really
I'm not
remember
saying anything definitive on it. But even
if I look, I'll find it.
We don't know for sure.
Okay.
Lets me know that he stayed out of the fray.
He did take a stance on Twitter a year or two ago.
Well, I just searched his Twitter for T'Challa and the word recast, and nothing comes up.
Nothing came up. Raymond, do you remember what it was that he said? I can't recall, but I felt like he took a stance as well.
I feel like I know what you're talking about. I really do, and I'm not even trying to just.
There are a lot of why there are a lot of black characters. Why are we focused on T'Challa kind of thing? Maybe.
Okay.
Well, he said, but people don't know about the character. Because he was saying that. I remember the interview he did with Black Comic Lords, and I remember you commented, Chillmonger, and said when he tried to say they had to rush Wakanda Forever, and you're like, no, they didn't. They had a whole year. From that perspective, he was kind of dancing around a little bit, but then he did.
No, he didn't know.
Back then. Yeah, he said that, but before, not. I mean,
how do you know? And Explain don't know. How do you know? But Rob Jefferson doesn't know.
Yeah, but,
how does he not know?
He's not as active as I am, or he's not as his. What? Why is that ridiculous?
He's not as active if you are with the comings and goings of Marvel projects.
No, with recast T'Challa. Like the clips and everything that we all know what Nate Moore said on Ringerverse. We have all these things memorized and where they all launched. Not everyone knows that stuff.
But the timeline of how long it took them to get to making Wakanda Forever, there was no confusion on whether or not they rushed that movie.
He spoke
there was
correctly.
delay after delay. It was very public. Like I want to give him a little bit of bail to say I don't know why he goes about the way he does, but I'm not gonna open it up.
He talked about it on the Den of Nerds. I found it. He talked about it on the Den of Nerds.
All right then. See, why are we calling out YouTubers? He talked about it on Den of Nerds, and he took the position of recast.
I don't know what position he took.
I know what he said.
Okay.
Why are you? Come on, man.
Don't know.
I'm not the one throwing the accusation.
I don't know what he.
Aside from mentioning other YouTubers, no. We're mentioning other YouTubers.
I don't know what he said. I just know that he talked about it on the Den of Nerds. The quote, the little caption here for the podcast episode is Rob Jefferson from Comics Explained, blah, 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 blah. There's some dots in between there. Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever is having some issues, and it's time to talk about why Marvel Studios should recast T'Challa.
That's the title of the video. So, okay. Well, we'll sit through that 3-hour live stream, but let's talk about YouTubers who we should be talking about and what we should be directing our attention to. Deleted. That's the name of his account. It's called Deleted. And he's talking about this is sad. Time to recast T'Challa. He's not a big YouTuber. Why isn't he? Because not enough of us. Go ahead.
Before you guys start the video, I didn't want to do it in the middle.
I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to play it. I'm going to copy the link and we're going to put it in this little live chat. You right now are going to make him the next big YouTube channel because he edited this, well-spoken, he put things together. We have to support that. We got to support it when Planet Fanatics does it and Back of the Bus does it too. You got to support when Chillmonger does it. We got to support when Deleted does. Help him in the algorithm. Likes, comments are great. Watch time is the most important. So even if you did see it, pull it on your phone and watch it a second time. Have it play on the background. Let YouTube know that this is quality content. Open it up on a new tab and prepare it for later. You were saying, Marcus?
I was just getting ready to get out of here. Appreciate you guys. Follow me at Back of the Bus. See you next Thursday.
Peace.
Take care.
Professor Film Fan, you're the third host.
Shit, almost pulled a Josh.
Nice.
Yep, almost got all of us out of here. See you later.
Later.
If anyone wants to join, you got like 5 more minutes because we're not going longer than that. Oh, we're already at the 3 hour mark. Why don't we just end completely? Like, 3 hours?
That's what I had sent in that private chat.
Okay, my apologies. Yeah, there it says. Sorry, Professor Film Fan. Let it off. What do you got to say?
No, it's just what I was saying before. I wasn't trying to call out YouTubers. I was just saying that it would help aside from the people you mentioned, because I do share your videos. I share videos of Darius and a number of people when they talk recast T'Challa, and I watch them. I just want more people to add to the conversation to know that positive representation from Black heroes and other heroes can actually go a long way and can understand, wow, this could help the community in terms of a direction. Because you've been hearing as of late when it comes to all kinds of nonsense of, oh, we see tropes, we see the Powerverse, we see all that, and people like to watch that. And some people are like, you know what, I want to see something different. And this is our chance to bring out something different. It's so bad to where people in my group are saying, you know what, I want to create my own content. I'm like, you know what, that's a great idea. Write scripts, do short films. That's a great way to bring out positive representation if we don't get these major characters, but at least that's something. I'm just saying, for some of these YouTubers who I admire Rob. Rob is the reason why I know about Adam Bashir. So from his perspective, I like for them to say, you know what, I want to see, because he was the one who announced that he was going to the MCU. And I'm like, that was over a year ago. And I'm like, well, then where is he at? I want to see more of that for them to say, you know what, I want to see this character. I want to see Night Watcher with Captain America and so many other characters side by side. So that way you can see more kids who don't know about the comics and Black characters, because so many people in our community don't know about these characters. They don't read the comics. They just go off of the movies and TV shows and go, wow. So when we talked about Wonder Man and how race bending is bad, they don't know that the comic character is white unless we tell them that. So for them to understand that, they have to actually see whatever content that comes out. That's why, to me, aside from T'Challa, Adam Bashir is so important to see on the big screen. Then they go, wow, I can be like that. I can be that character. I can do well with that representation. So I want to do more to help get that out there aside from that. But I would like for these content creators to come out and say, you know what, not to try and call out Marvel Studios, but to just say, you know what, I want to see this character in live action. That could go a long way. Just like we've seen certain actors. I'm sorry I'm going too long, but I mean, just like certain actors we see saying, you know what, I want to play that character one day. Like, for example, I know it's not the same when Michael B. Jordan said, I want to play Val Zod. Instead of Val Zod, I want to play Icon. I want to play Static Shock. Something like that. Virgil Hawkins. I mean, not Static Shock, but Static. I'm sorry. Something like along the lines of that. What I would love to see.
To rewind to the Blue Marvel thing, or to rewind to just the Black characters in general. The enemy of representation is quantity. I would hate if the studio goes, look, we are doing representation. We got Wonder Man. We got Blue Marvel. We got all these Black superheroes. What are you talking about? We're doing enough. But the main 5 superheroes are still white people. I would hate for these new ones to be the excuse for why there can't be no more T'Challa. I'm wary of that. Planet Fanatics doesn't want to hear it. He says, I want Blue Marvel, he said.
I'm sorry. That's why I want them all to be side by side to have their own stories. Like, for example, when we talked about the Infinity Saga, no, not you, just the Infinity Saga, when they had 17 straight films starring straight white male characters, I want to see at least 6 films starring Black characters. Not all one of them, not
and
one film,
and it doesn't come at the cost of another. It doesn't come like Shuri. We got her movie, which means that there's no gonna be Black Panther. I want a Shuri movie and a Black Panther, a T'Challa movie. You know, consecutive years. I want one not to interfere with the other. I want the Wakanda franchise. Damn, this is really popular. We can do 2 movies. You know, they're gonna do the same thing with the X-Men. They're not gonna restrict it to just we'll only do the X-Men every 3 years. They're gonna have. Okay, well, Wolverine is going to do this. Storm is going to be doing that. We know that they're going to be appearing in multiple versions and in movies, series, projects.
Mm-hmm.
So think of Wakanda that way. It is that successful. It did make that much money. The Gotham franchise, you know, we got Batman, and then we got Birds of Prey, which spawned out of that. You know, if they were to continue, they could have done something with Robin or Nightwing. You know, they could have done something there. Wakanda is the same thing, where the Black Panther is going to be that $1 billion movie, but then Shuri should also have an ability or an opportunity to have her own movie franchise as well. And it's so long as it doesn't interfere with T'Challa. And if Wonder Man interferes with it, will. That's their game, Wonder Man. Or if they did do a Blue Marvel, it would be like, see you guys, or Luke Cage, see you guys. We talking about black male representation right here. Nah, it's coming at the expense of this high earner and impactful character. So I'm not. I'm cautious. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm cautious.
Yeah, that's what we should see more of.
Professor the Film Fan, I don't know if you can see the private chat or not, but
yes, I'm sorry.
We should have not done this. It's not time for me. It's not time for you. It's not time for Darius. It's not time for Marcus. It's time for the other member of Back of the Bus to speak and take us home. Josh.
Hey, I've been watching y'all every single time on Thursday and Friday because I swear to God, y'all switch up every now and then. But rock out. I'm fucking with it. I'm out.
Thank you, Josh.
Appreciate it.
All right, dog.